Rene! What do you got in store for me today, buddy? What do you have to offer?
Well, I have a couple of things, but I think there's one item you might like.
Bam! There you go. Oh man, dude, I was really expecting you to show off like a $20 trade, $15 really cool dice set. I don't know, maybe like an $8 pot, but like $100 Star Wars Black Series helmet, dude. I can't afford this right now. I'm trying to be financially responsible. I gotta think about buying a house, food for next week. I don't know, gas. I can't afford this.
Well, yeah, if you can't afford it, I guess I just put it back.
Let's not get a little too irrational here, all right?
Ah, yes, saving your money. Your wife will be proud. Man, don't listen to that bitch. Buy it right now. You know what? You should pay double. Look at all the features it has. It's very pretty. Think about it, all the collection. You'll enjoy it. Don't listen to that rapscallion. You're doing the right thing. Saving your money. Is that Black Series? You might have a point. Wait, no. Your wife said not to buy those things. That you should stop buying you. It has Huff and Yagi. This is gonna be a tough one. Man, that. Money is meant to be spent. This would look good on your shelf. You can put it right next to all the other helmets you got. It'll really bring the room together. And the Black Series. That means class. Spend the money, Bryan. You know you want to. Yeah, the guy's starting to make a lot of sense. It's nice. It's really nice. It turns red and green. That's nice. That is demon in me. You are making a lot of sense. I'm with him. See, even the wuss is starting to be on my side, man. Buy it right now. Pull out the phone. Just pay it. Don't ask even how much it is. I don't know how much it is. Spend your entire balance. Do it. Do it. You know you want to do it.
No. I can't do this. No, I have to be thinking about my future and financial responsibilities, Rene. Look, man, you can't force me to buy this right now. All right, I have to think about my expenses and my future. And right now, dude, this Star Wars helmet is great, but I can't do it. So, good day to you, sir. I'll be on my way. God. How?
Well, thank you for shopping at Undercity. Have a good night.
No!
Yes. Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Rene, California, at Undercity Comics. Keep Up the Nerds issue presents 198. My name is Rene.
And Nick.
This is Bryan.
And welcome to the show, everyone.
Hey! Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
How long are we going to keep up this bit, eh?
It's over. It's dead. It's a dead
See?
bit.
You see? No.
I love how he did a countdown for 3 seconds and you went for the bag and just like, I got enough time.
I was
Nope.
like, as soon as you went 3, 2, I was like,
I'm just going to stay here.
I did because at a certain point I couldn't move the bag. I was like,
Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Nerds, ladies and gentlemen. Issue 198. We are 2 issues away from issue 200. Wow, 3 years. 3 years of doing the show. 4. We'll be doing our 4th year, right?
he's actually pretty bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Year
Our
4.
4th year.
Yeah.
Year 4. We got a couple surprises in store for you guys if you guys have been longtime listeners. If you guys are new, yes, we are almost wrapping up the full year cycle of Keeping Up with the Nerds. If you guys want more information, please go check out our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook.
Put your pen out.
And
See if I can get it.
Instagram, Facebook, and X. Thanks, dude.
Oh my God.
Check out our YouTube channel, Keeping Up with the Nerds. YouTube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds, and check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Sorry, I had to do a little mini burp. Guys, thank you so much for the support you guys have been showing to the videos, especially the interviews from Santa Fe Springs Art Fest. We do have currently, as of release of this issue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the interviews up.
5 of the 6.
Yeah.
5 of the 6 up. So we have Matt from Wham Stam, Sarah Bear Cosplay, Sarah Hex Cosplay. We have Chuck Patton, Emmy Award winner from Spawn. We have Sarah from Wasteland Comics. And the new one that just went up would be Noel from Primetime Collectibles.
Yeah.
Junior is last. So
I thought it was, weren't we also getting,
ooh,
when did Wasteland Comics?
this one went up last week.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, but
it didn't release on
this episode.
yeah. It didn't go up on
uploads.
Friday. It'll probably go up either Saturday or Sunday.
Aren't these delightful?
They're good, dude.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah.
I can taste a little spice. Why do
Yeah,
we finished the episode last week eating? Why do we have to start this one eating too?
Because we're fat.
Yeah.
And it's not my
So
fault.
annoying.
Hold on. First off, okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but before we always start an episode, we go to the liquor store.
Yeah.
Because we're fat. And we also want drinks and, stuff to get us through an hour and a half of entertaining you. I find new things there. Look, it even says new.
Yeah.
Do you want like a freaking award for that or something?
If that guy had a
Some
punch
point.
card, I'd fucking
Every
I would-
10 purchases, you get 10% off.
if I had a punch card for every $10 I spent there, man.
It's
I
still-
wish
uh-huh.
there was a 7-Eleven closer to us.
It's literally 3
It's
blocks down.
Literally,
We can walk.
it's literally 2
but
more
that's
blocks.
pretty far.
That's pretty
It's
far.
2 more
If I have
blocks.
to walk anymore, dude,
Yeah.
it's too
I'm not
much.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have loved it if they would have turned what's it called, Rocky Cola into a 7-Eleven.
Why would
Jumbo
Jumbo
serving.
7-Eleven?
Oh
Tokyo
my God,
style
dude.
7-Eleven.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Are you saying no,
No, I'm saying yes. Why
dude?
would I say
Tokyo
no?
style 7-Eleven. That'd be
Japanese
sick.
style. Yeah, why not? We're missing Sean in this episode,
I know.
unfortunately. Yeah.
It's funny how there's no franchises in the heart of Uptown Whittier. They're in the outskirts.
Because I think that's the bit is that Whittier doesn't want any massive chains. It wants it all local. But if I can just air out some problems I have with Whittier right now, it's all salons.
Yeah.
It's all salons, breweries, and
Breweries I don't have a problem with
I
as
do.
long as it just doesn't become oversaturated with it.
Mhm.
It's the fact that like it's every other store is a salon, and granted, fine, if you want to start one up, that's perfectly fine. But like they close up at what, 5 or 6 p.m.
yeah.
It's not like
It's
if the
an empty
nightlife is
storefront.
an empty storefront, and there's a lot of buildings that are up for lease too. So there's really nothing to show off right now. Honestly, that is an issue I do feel like Whittier does need to fix
You know what I need?
ASAP.
I need a 24-hour candy store.
A soda pop shop.
Ooh, dude. Oh, speaking of which, I did find a nice soda pop shop. It's called Gallows. It's in East LA. Bro. It's literally a store of
I'm
soda.
telling you, dude, he's the
Didn't
literal
the cream
Stefan.
soda you drank last week, wasn't that terrible?
I said it was full of it. I didn't say it was all good. I never said it was all good.
Yeah, because last week he drank a cream soda. and
Oh
he's
my
like,
God, that thing was so terrible.
He goes, that was gross.
The one at Providence Bakery, I had the orange creamsicle Italian soda. It's not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty
I can
good.
still smell it from here, actually. From
Yeah, this is literally water now because I drank it all. But
I would say something else.
Stop.
Why is it so foamy?
Because it's the leftover
Froth.
orange cream
It's
circle,
froth.
It's
dude.
got that froth.
It's got that froth.
How's your guys' week's been?
It's been alright.
Frothy?
Yeah. Frothy? How was it been frothy for you?
I don't know.
No, come on. No, come on. Play for the bit. Play for the bit. Yes, and. Come on. How was it frothy for you?
Well,
Okay.
So,
Let me explain. It all started with
it all started
one day I
with-
woke up.
No, it all started with the fact that I keep pranking people in the office, and apparently everybody just is just okay with it now. Like, no one's telling me anything anymore.
I think they're over it. I think they've just accepted their fate that until you either die, quit, or leave, there's no peace in their lives.
I put a face right behind one of the whiteboards the other day.
Why would you do that?
It was one of the other employees.
What if like they didn't open
It
it,
looks
up?
like
and the
the face is
janitors
coming
were
out
the
of
one
the
that
wall.
did it, dude.
It looks like one of the faces coming out of
Didn't
the
you?
wall.
No, who
It's
was
so
it?
great.
When we used to work at Pioneer, someone did that, but they did the grudge on the window. That was you?
Oh god.
It was in one of the classrooms because Pioneer's classrooms were built weird.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a little crevice where nothing would fit, but like there's no light. So Nick would put one and it'd be the grudge, like in that literal corner.
I thought of that for
It's so
here,
great.
leaving something behind for Susan to find.
Uh-huh.
But then I'm afraid as well too, because I don't know how she would react. That's the thing.
Rene!
No. As of like
Fired.
As of
good thinking.
no, as of like if she startles herself so much, will she fall?
Die.
And she has a bad back,
Mm.
so I don't want I don't want her to be
We're
on the
talking
floor, not moving, not be able to turn off the alarm in time, and it just goes, and she's just like,
The cop show up
yeah,
and
cop
she's
show up.
just
Yeah,
like-
she's just on the ground.
You're the one that caused all the
Yeah,
problems,
that's
dude.
the
We just
thing.
see her on the floor, and the cops are still
She
like,
has a
"Put your hands up!"
She has a terrible back. That's the thing. And she's told me stories once before that she's basically tried to lift those gallon of water jugs
Uh-huh.
on her own. I don't know why she does it.
Why?
Because she's an independent woman, right? Like, and she tried to grab it, and she went, and then she was on the ground in her house,
That's
and she had to like scrounge to get to the nearest phone, call 911 and stuff like that, and they had to come and get her. and
Are
stuff
you
like that. Yeah.
serious, dude?
My
That's
bu-
happened to her in her own
my-
house.
That
my,
sucks.
my body gave up. I need you to come help me. That
Yeah,
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's terrible,
So
dude.
Sounds
I
like she
don't.
has
I don't want anything to.
You don't
flare
want to
that
risk it.
out.
She
I'm
has
on
a-
that
she has a
same way
bad
too. It's
side.
like I don't want to take a prank too far that it kills someone or
I-
Yeah.
possibly harms them.
I only
like,
prank
badly.
the ones I know I can.
You prank anyone regardless of the consequence.
That's not true.
Really.
Yeah.
There will be a day that I think a prank will go wrong. Hopefully it never does.
See, I feel weird though because now no one guesses. I like when pranks you guess when everybody's like, "Who
But
did
that's
this?
the danger,
Who
dude.
did this?"
Nick,
now
that's the
everybody
danger.
just kind of goes like, "Nick, don't you have work to do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know, I finished."
I finished.
I think that's the danger.
I had
Is like
time
he
for
got
this.
way too high that he just became normal.
Mhm.
And now he's gonna go for another high. But what is it next time?
You know what's really messed up?
Murder is the prank?
I mean, I thought about it. but-
No.
It's a prank, bro. It's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank. It's a prank.
As
Look
long
at your
as-
hands, dude. Ah, you have only 4 fingers, dude. I took your thumb. Ah,
No,
it's just a prank, dude.
you know what? It was really weird when I went into the office and I hadn't done anything in probably like a month and a half. And one of the girls is like, "Why do I feel like you already put something in the room? Like we just
Something's
haven't-
off.
Like we
Like-
just haven't found it."
Would you prank your own kid?
Yeah, of course. He'd be my worst victim.
I'd probably prank my kids too.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I want him to go to therapy for me. That'd be great. Why not?
Good God, man.
You wouldn't prank your kid?
Really?
Why?
Yeah, I'd let my kid prank me, but I wouldn't prank my kid.
Ah, man.
I don't want to be responsible for that trauma.
Why?
Well, it depends on what you do.
Listen,
Exactly.
you're already
Lock
gonna
him in a room with a tiger. Yeah. I mean, it's
What do
a
you-
prank, but yeah, that's damaging.
It's okay, son. Just live.
Yeah.
Live for the next 2
It's
hours.
okay.
You're fine.
We'll reattach the arm.
I rented the tiger for 3 hours. You got to stay in there for 2 hours and 59 minutes. Okay.
It's cultural, all right? Just stay stuck in there with the tiger. It's fine, dude.
just as soon as when he looks angry, just go and then tiger leave you alone.
That's it.
That's
all you need to
how
know.
that works. Did you not know that?
Yeah.
That's what the Tiger guys say.
All right, so got a couple quick announcements real quick. So we've kind of talked about what we've been wanting to do in the future, right? With 2-ish mainline episodes left
Are
before.
we gonna mainline something?
Actually, no, because issue 199 is technically the last issue for year 3.
Yeah.
So we have one more after this before we take a break,
Mm-hmm.
because then we would be recording annuals, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shorter episodes if you're new to the show.
basically, just to look back, a couple announcements here and there. But we've talked a lot about certain things that we want to do, kind of just to, streamline the process a little bit more.
The summer is usually when we stroke ourselves, and it's really nice.
I love how you say we, but it's like, who else? You, maybe Rene. I don't know why you say it that way.
I'm gonna get clips.
Clips of what?
I'm just going like we did really well.
Yeah.
We did good. We did so well. Renee, I loved it,
Mm-hmm.
but we did well. Let me get clips.
I like clips of everything. But I do think that we require maybe some audience participation at this point of like what people would like to see. Because I think we've reached a point where it's like we need to kind of discuss financially what we can do to get better.
Yeah.
So that is something.
Going on 4 years and haven't seen a lick a
We're on a
dime
ghetto
yet.
budget.
That is. Hold on. Wait. No, we did make. We did technically for the Santa Fe Art Fest. That was our first check.
That was our
That
first paid
immediately evaporated.
yes,
Yes, I
but
was gonna
let's
say, And where's that check at? Like,
hey, let me check.
It paid for things we needed. All right.
A lot of it was invested.
Oh, it's empty.
It was an
Oh
investment.
God.
It was investment into the show.
Yeah.
And-
We
yes.
reinvested into the show.
And if we
Basically,
haven't
yeah.
said it enough last issue, that was a very successful event for us.
Yeah.
Right.
People came in happy, left happier. Everyone had a good experience.
We had a great
We had
response.
We had a great turnout.
Yeah.
One, I definitely think that the audience will need to help us out with that because we will be having conversations with people later. And I feel like if we have conversations with people that newly subscribe to the show
Mhm.
and maybe want to put their thoughts on like what they experienced and, they're finally watching the show for the first time because of us, because they were at the event.
Yeah.
Great. Maybe give us some feedback in the comments down below so we can
Well,
show them off.
I think with that, we can kind of start talking about what's coming up next because we have only 4 weeks for my next event.
Possibly,
Mhm.
maybe. I mean, we can't really announce anything.
Meetings Tuesday. This comes out Wednesday.
People will know.
Our name's already attached to it.
Our name is
Yeah.
already attached.
Listen, man.
There's a
How
lot
about
of
How about we just let things go as they go? It sucks that we have to wait like a couple of days, but it happens. We'll make the announcement on issue 199.
I feel like that's too late.
That's fine. No, because we have like 3 weeks.
No, because then we record Friday and then that goes back to another week.
It'll be fine.
So what are your comic fests?
Oh my god.
We did it last year.
We did it last year.
How about this? We say it this way, but we won't announce what's going to happen.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fair.
We are going to be attending Whittier Comic Fest.
Yeah.
And we are going to possibly be doing a live show. Another one. No, you can't tell me not to say things.
It's impossible because we're still 3 weeks out. I mean, yes, we're recording this on a Friday
Yeah.
and this is coming out Wednesday, but granted, we can't say things responsibly the way we are right now because if plans change, I don't want to promise things that we can't deliver.
That's Brian's great with it right now.
Yeah. That's it. Because we still have a meeting on Tuesday,
Yes.
but we are attached to the festival. We are going to be covering in some sort of way. We're still in the planning phases of trying to figure things out when it comes to the content that we'll be producing there. But as things get closer, we will announce things, not on the shows per se. We do have other platforms. This is why it's important for you guys to follow us on Instagram, because that is where we'll be posting those announcements when they do come in.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, because if we say something for sure now, it's going to be more difficult.
We're going to be at Comic Fest.
Yes. Where are the stickers? How are we going to sell stickers online, which you said 2 issues ago?
Oh, we just have to open that up.
Okay, and
That's just opening up the marketplace on the website.
that's
and
an extra
taking
$200.
photos. Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, well, you better ask Eric. Better start charging for some stuff.
Oh my god, dude.
No more free appearances.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. I tell you, dude. It's like you got to plan it out.
No, what? Hold on, wait. we weren't even talking about that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
What?
Why? No. We weren't even talking about that. What are you talking about?
So
We weren't talking about the
if this
stickers.
is
We
the
weren't
time
talking
as
about
any,
any of that.
We should have mentioned that we're gonna do a GoFundMe. Like, help the
An
nerds,
OnlyFans at this point.
right? Help the nerds get a shop ready. Like, there
At
you
this
go.
point, Shopify.
Our goal, $200. I mean, I just said a number. You know, like,
You know what? At
Yeah.
some point, just add another zero.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And then later on, you add another zero, and then you add another zero, and then
Point
eventually
and
it's
moral
$20 million.
Of the story. Follow us on Instagram, and you guys will
7
see
zeros.
all the announcements there. Because yes, this goes up on Wednesday, which the meeting already happened.
yeah,
So
meeting already happened.
Yeah.
We just need to get things detailed and finalized.
exactly. And as it
And
gets
lawyers
detailed,
need to be involved. And
yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like that.
Notary. You know.
Notary.
We're not going to notarize anything.
Aren't you going to be a notary? Aren't you going to be notarized?
No. You can't be the real.
So we
you
need
can't
a
be-
lawyer.
You can't be the agent and the notary.
You're going to be a lawyer.
That's super hardcore. Like,
You're going to be a lawyer.
no.
What's the
I
point?
can't be.
So our lawyers.
What are you
will be there,
talking
our
about?
Financial advisors. Like,
I'm more confused on what's going on.
well, I'm confused
HR
on the
department,
rules.
everyone, right
I-
there, head of
I-
HR.
all I know is that this went very weird, and I'm confused.
Yes.
And I'm talking.
Right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Yes, but Whittier Comic Fest, June 8th. Please, guys, go attend the show if you guys are in the Whittier area. Even if you guys are not. The event last year was its first year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Great
the
show.
second year, yeah.
Great outcome of people.
Really good outcome.
A
A lot of locals.
Yeah, very lively. And I think in the issue after Whittier Comic Fest, we compared our experience there with LA Comic Con. And Whittier Comic Fest was a very positive experience because we got to see and interact more with the vendors that were in the area. And it wasn't super overwhelming. It's pretty great. If you guys want to go check it out.
I'm interested to see because Whittier Comic Fest it came up sooner than
It did.
last year.
Well, yeah, because last year
'Cause
it came
it was
out
in October.
August.
Was it
No.
October?
It was like in October.
It was
like
right
almost
after
November.
LA Comic Con.
Oh yeah.
It was like in October, almost
Yeah.
November, because we had just started Week of Guests.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, month of guests, and then that's
Oh
when-
yeah.
and then I left in October.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be a great event, but yeah, let us know what you guys think. Comment down below if you guys will be attending. Where are you going? Whittier Comic Fest?
Diabetes.
Okay.
Take the cam.
There you go. But yeah, follow us on Instagram for more information. We've got a pretty hefty show for you guys. We've got a pretty big comic strip section for you guys today, and main topic is gonna be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? What do you mean sure? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Do you not want to talk about it?
I was
What
kind
do
of
you-
mad about
what-
the movie.
That's not what you said yesterday.
I slept on it.
You-
I could sleep on things.
So what do you think about the movie then?
It's meh.
Do you not want to talk about it?
No, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Okay, well, I
I
want
just-
you to be engaged in the conversation too.
I didn't say I wasn't going to be.
You know, it's
engaged.
so funny because like you do this on purpose, and like the only thing that comes to mind now is how Noel's probably listening to this episode, going just like, "Oh, there they go again, dude. These two lover boys are just going at it." I'm like,
Dude,
I don't want to
eventually
feed into
we're
that.
gonna make out.
No,
It's gonna
we're
be great.
not, dude. It's
We'll make
like,
out on camera so that way you guys don't miss out. It'll be on.
It'll be on a Patreon only on
It'll-
the $15
Yeah,
tier.
it'll be on the. No, that's the $200.
I just don't want to prove Noel right.
What that we made out.
No, is that he keeps like. I love how that's the thing that you go with, especially like knowing like it's not just not gonna happen, dude. It's not gonna happen. No, but we're gonna go ahead and talk. Oh my God, why can't I not talk? We're gonna go ahead and talk comic strips, portion of the show where we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15-minute conversation. Are we ready?
Yes.
Let's go ahead and start with a pretty hefty piece. Let's go ahead and talk about Microsoft. So, this last week, Microsoft announced that they have shut down development studios Tango Gameworks and Arcane Austin. They were responsible for Redfall. Tango Gameworks was responsible for the award-winning Hi-Fi Rush. In the process of shutting down, Matt Booty, I forget what position he had in Microsoft,
Matt.
1 year ago said that the company needs more games. The industry needs more games like Hi-Fi Rush. They need more games coming from developers like Tango Gameworks.
Did you play Hi-Fi Rush?
I am playing it right now. It's pretty good.
It's good.
It's a really, really good game.
It's a
and
different game.
It is a very different game. But they need games to be more creative. This was a year ago. 1 year later, they shut down these studios. Redfall will continue to run online servers, but refund customers who have ordered DLC from the studios. And at the moment, President Sarah Bond of Microsoft, or I think president of Xbox, went on Bloomberg on Thursday to talk about the shutdowns and kind of avoided the questions when she was asked about why these studios got shut down. Basically, she was just stating that the sales of the video games from last year were flat. Like they weren't selling enough.
In all fairness,
and that's it.
Hi-Fi Rush is a really good game, but also it was marketed poorly. Nobody played it.
I don't think anyone. No, people played it, but it wasn't selling. That's the thing.
But the thing is that it was also on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I buy it?
You wouldn't.
It was one of the games that I can get on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And that's a weird new aggregate that we have to then put into the marketplace.
Yeah. So the last point that I wanted to say was Bethesda ZeniMax Studios, such as ID Software, who were involved in Starfield, Arcane Leon, who's in charge of Blade. They're developing the Blade video game. They will still be producing games. And then Machine Games, who's currently working on the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle game, have also been unaffected by these cuts. You're definitely right. I feel like these cuts were partially due to the fact that these games weren't marketed well. To say that they weren't played, I don't think is right, because they were positively reviewed. I feel like people who were interested in the game were playing it, but it wasn't going to reach the ranks of a Call of Duty or a Battlefield.
No, but it didn't need to. If it got to the point of like Binding of Isaac, or Cult of the Sheep, or any of these like indie games that you can get on Steam, all those games they were low budget. They were very, I don't need 20 million people to buy this game. I only need 500,000 to really buy the game, and I made my money.
Or Hades.
Hades
is a good example of it.
Hades is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's very small. It's a very small group. Everything else. My big problem with it is that you also had a lot of like development for the actual art style of the game. Like in Hi-Fi Rush, the game is beautiful.
It's cell shaded, anime inspired comic look.
It's a really beautiful game, but it also gives you like Space Channel 5 vibes.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot that's going on. Not only that, but also I can kind of see the fact that they're now dissolving a lot of these studios because they have so many of these studios.
And
now.
That's the point that is kind of interesting, right? Because we've talked about how Hollywood is investing a lot of money in certain industries and developing certain types of movies, and then complaining that they're never getting their money back because they spent over $200 million on a movie that will never make its money back. And I feel like the video game industry right now is absorbing all these studios. Like Bethesda ZeniMax had, I think, what was it, like 8 to 10 different development studios under that banner, and they're shutting down like 4. So right now, only 6 are currently active right now. But the problem is that when you buy out a company like that, that's that big, you're going to look at the mother company and be like, I don't need all these different assets. So where can I dissolve to kind of make some money back? Maybe it could be for tax purposes. Maybe it could just be to report a loss. Who knows what it could be for? But I think that we're reaching a point where they're throwing a lot of money into development for certain games that don't need that type of money, and then complaining that they're never making their money back. And I think Hi-Fi Rush is an example of that, no? Because
like I said, Hi-Fi Rush, it's a really good game.
Yeah.
But my thing is that everybody that I would ever talk to about like, hey, you gonna play Hi-Fi Rush? Nobody said yes. Everybody was like,
didn't care?
They either just didn't care, or it was a passing fad. Because something about the game just didn't reach an audience.
Well, it was marketed as an Xbox Game Pass game. It was supposed to release on Game Pass day one. But that's the thing I just don't get about the video game market. People praise the Xbox Game Pass mechanic, then complain about it when it doesn't work. And it's like, so then what lane are we picking? Well,
not that it doesn't work. They complain the fact that the games aren't as good when they're getting them directly to Game Pass. But it's
like, I have Ultimate. I download those games. I play what I can. I'm enjoying it as a casual player. I think that it's beneficial for someone like me, and I can see the benefits of it. Maybe, I don't know, for you, Rene, if you had a monthly subscription of $15, would you do that with PlayStation? I know PlayStation Plus has something similar, no?
Really, they do, yeah. You could. They changed it recently after the PS5 came out, where they're competing with Xbox with that thing with the Game Pass. It's you can get like Essential Premium and then Premium Plus, and you get access to, if you do like the top one, you get access to like all the library of old and recent games and stuff like that of the PlayStation stuff. But I mean, I pay yearly for my PlayStation Plus.
It's cheaper that way, right?
It's cheaper for me, at least. It makes sense. You get, it's $60 a year, and it's $10 a month. So I'm basically paying half of that. I'm paying half a year.
Yeah,
essentially.
To me, I just don't understand the market.
Yeah, I mean, I never cared for, I can have access to like these certain games and stuff like that, because I'm, you know me, I don't play all games. I play whatever appeals to me. Yeah, and that's like a small library of games,
which is fine. Yeah. Everyone has their own gimmick and their own niche and stuff. Yeah, I just look at this piece of news here and I feel like maybe it'll get me in trouble in the future if I say this, but I feel like when you talk to execs who are just money bags at this point, you got to find a way to kind of like understand that they're not going to understand the point of creativity. Because, you do need games like Hi-Fi Rush. You also need games like Baldur's Gate 3. You need your Call of Duties. You need your Overwatches. Like, all those games have a purpose of existing. Yeah. But the execs are going to look and say that financially speaking, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to succeed because it's not on Game Pass. People are still going to pay $60 for that game. Man, 5 years down the line.
That game is still $70.
$70.
Still 70,
and you're right, $70 because it's $69.99 now, and it's going to be $70 for the next 3 to 4 years.
That game is never going to go down.
It's going to go. Sale. It's a sale, but 20% off. So you're still going to get it for $40.
You can get a summer sale and then maybe like $5 off of that.
Yeah, but
you'll probably get like $5-10.
Yeah, they know that. Call of Duty, Overwatch, you're going to sell game passes, or you're going to sell battle passes. You're going to keep making money that way. Hi-Fi Rush, where is your money? It's a one time buy, or if you have Game Pass, it's that you
can get back.
But no one's going to buy that game no one's going to buy Game Pass just to play that game.
No one's going to go out of their way to get that game.
Exactly. Yeah. But so I feel like the execs are kind of using that excuse of like, we need creativity. And then they shut down these studios and like, well, what the heck? Well, obviously because they don't care about creativity.
Yeah,
well, I mean, not only that, but also as much as I like the way that Hi-Fi Rush is and looks and everything like that, it's the same thing as like the Prince of Persia remake that was all cel shaded and everything like that.
Oh yeah,
beautiful game. Yeah, that was a really beautiful game.
I saw the gameplay for that. That looked actually pretty good.
It was a lot of fun. Everything else, but it just didn't find an audience. So is it creative? Yes. Is it a new vision? Yes. But obviously, it wasn't something that the community wanted.
Yeah.
Because even if you did give the game, because we gave the game to you, we gave it to you for free. And you still didn't want to play it.
You didn't
Why?
Play it enough that it appealed to the execs.
I'm assuming the way that they went off of it is how many people downloaded it and how much time they played.
Yeah.
Because especially giving it away for free on Game Pass, that's the only real aggregates that you can really keep.
I feel like when it comes to these games, they need to be published and pushed by smaller publishing companies, because your Microsofts and your Sonys, they're not going to care so much to support the studio after the game is done. You said Binding of Isaac. For some reason, Binding of Isaac is popular again on YouTube. People are playing the crap out of that game again.
Well, because it's fun. It's a fun speed run.
It is.
It's a really fun speed run.
What the heck? But it's a small company. And then Video Game Donkey. I don't know if you know him, the YouTuber.
Yeah.
His first game was finally released by his publishing company, by Big Mode Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the game came out to a 9 out of 10. Like, people are loving that game.
Have you played Cult of the Lamb?
No.
That game is fun.
I've heard it's pretty fun.
Do you know what Cult of the Lamb is?
Sounds familiar.
You're a lamb that starts a cult.
Yeah.
And you get other lambs to then follow your cult.
Oh, really? Is that like a fun game? Like kind of like a...
Think of it as like Civilization, but with a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also,
so you're building you're actually building like your town, and you're doing all these other things, but it's all based off of your cult. So then you can then sacrifice people and you can do everything else. It's a lot of fun.
Hades is a great example as well. I was addicted to Hades
But Hades is also a fun speed run.
Hades is a fun speed run,
and it's
but
fun
even as a casual gamer, like, you can enjoy the crap out of that game.
Yeah, but my thing is that my thing is that I feel like for Hades, I found out more about Hades because it was on Twitch. I've never seen Hi-Fi. I've never seen Hi-Fi Rush on Twitch.
It's a
I've
one and
never-
done game.
And that's the same thing with the what was that one game that was done by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland?
Oh my God.
Where-
High on Life.
High on Life. Same thing.
Yeah. It was dead. It was dead
You
afterwards.
once you finish the game, they have like a DLC now
Mhm.
that's pretty cool. But once you finished it, you were kind of like, all right, that was cool, and then you never touch it again.
No, yeah, 100% agree. I just hope that we can. The video game industry is in a place where it's going to make a lot of money, but it needs to force itself in another direction soon. Otherwise, we're just going to get the Call of Duties and Overwatches of the world
And Fortnite.
and Fortnite, and you're not going to have enough games to appeal to the audiences that don't want to play that.
That's true.
But-
You're gonna regret, or you're gonna reverse back to pixelated games. I feel like that's where most of the market's going now.
No, yeah, I can see 8-bit games are very much, but 8-bit has never really gone out of style.
No, it hasn't. It's just easier to develop and easier to access.
Not necessarily, especially if you want to get everything. It actually is pretty hard to downgrade graphics.
Can you look up the game that Big Mode released? It's called Animal Well or something like that. It's a pretty beautiful game. I would totally buy it. I think it's like $30. But what's the thing? I'm also cheap. I don't play video games as much anymore, so I'll wait until a sale. But like, yeah, Animal Well.
Oh, it's like animated. Like
Yeah.
It's
cool.
the artwork is really cool.
Yeah, and it was directed, written, and produced by one guy. There was a small team behind it, but yeah, it looks pretty dope.
You ever played what was it? I made a game with zombies in it.
I feel like yes.
It was one guy. He made it for $2.
That was it.
He made the game for $2, and he literally it's one of those shooter games. So it's you're in a square, and then zombies just keep on attacking you.
Oh
hordes.
yeah, yeah.
And then you keep on blowing them away, and and I love it too because the entire game is just I made a game with zombies in it, and the entire soundtrack is it's dubstep, but all the lyrics are I made a game with zombies in it.
I know what you're talking about.
It's so good.
Let's move on to some other piece of news. We'll just get rid of the video game news all at once. EA CEO Andrew Wilson says that the company is actively looking into ways to integrate ads into their AAA games. Single-player games such as the Jedi games are the only ones being specified in the context of the statement.
Because they're the only EA games that are selling.
I mean,
what was the real last EA game besides Madden?
I was gonna say Call of Duty, but it's Activision.
That's Activision.
They don't have FIFA's license anymore.
They don't have a FIFA
No,
license.
they lost it to. They lost it last year.
Oh, really?
FIFA. That was more of like battle of the bags.
Yeah.
Like money bags just did not want to like trade. So FIFA being FIFA was just like nope, and EA going like fine, and so they just made EA FC. That's the name.
that's what it's called now. They literally all the FIFA games are now just EA FC.
Yeah. So I haven't played a FIFA game since like 2001.
But think about it though.
2021.
Madden, they don't with Madden. I mean, those are pretty good.
But that's my problem. Why do we need to have ads in single? You know what? If the ads were like integrated into space, like you could bypass it.
I don't want to be flying. I don't want to be flying the Millennium Falcon and a Coke Zero flies past.
I'm fine with that. If that's like if we had to compromise.
No.
Yes.
It's a terrible compromise.
No, because you know what was the one thing that pissed me off that was proposed? Remember Google Stadia, how they proposed this idea like if you're stuck in a part of the game, you could press a button and it'll take you to Twitch so you can see other people play this part of the game.
Well, I do remember that.
Yeah,
That was like a
it
selling
was
point of
so
Stadia.
freaking dumb. Like why do we need to integrate this system into the game? No one is that casual. Trust me, if you're doing that, you're casual enough to buy the system, play it for 2 hours, and then never touch it again.
Let's be 100%. If you were buying a Stadia, you were not.
If you bought a Stadia, that was mistake number one.
Yeah, you already bought a Stadia.
Yeah,
So Stadia was Google's version of an Xbox.
I think you knew that.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
no.
Oh, okay. I thought you knew.
Yeah,
It
so
was like-
Google developed their own console,
Yeah.
but it was
It wasn't
streaming.
even a console.
It was a
stream.
stream. It was like a little tiny box. It was like maybe
box.
like yay big, and then it had like what looked like their own version of an Xbox controller, and then
Wait. Oh yeah. I think I remember.
and then you
seeing it,
stream,
like,
and then
it
you would
was like-
stream your games.
It was like almost like a plug and play.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
was all
and
it
it,
was.
and it had like 1,000 games on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but they were all streamed off the internet. So
I
if you
mean-
had no internet, you had no games.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to get ads in the game. There's no way around it. The only way that we won't get ads in the games is if we stop playing EA games. I don't think I played an EA game.
Listen,
in a while.
unless it's John Madden and he's just like, this game is good, and that's why I have Cialis. And like, and that's
You know what else is fun, kids? Playing football is fun. You know what else is fun? Is taking care of your hemorrhoids.
that's why I use
Getting
Johnson's
sacked
hemorrhoid
is not
cream.
great,
Yeah.
but you know what can help out? Rogaine.
Rogaine.
Getting sacked is not good, but also a hairy sack is not good. That's why
Manscaped.
I have Manscaped.
Oh, man.
That's what I mean, though. Like unless
Get the
it's-
feeling of a touchdown every time with Trojan condoms.
you know what? I 100% if it's in
You're
Madden,
ready to score.
if it's in Madden or if it's in what was it called? Any of the sports
John
games,
Madden
I
even
totally
alive?
I
get.
don't think so.
Who?
I don't know.
John Madden alive?
No, dude, he's been dead for
We're a
years.
That's what I'm
nerds
saying.
podcast.
That's-
Why are
no.
we talking sports?
No, but
Dude,
then that's what I'm
John
saying. They're
Madden
still
has been-
making Madden.
Yeah, they're still
games.
making Madden games.
I
yeah,
mean,
they own it.
still
they're
the
still making
CC
Tom Clancy games too.
Yeah, dude.
but that's
dead.
They
different.
just they have a zombie
That's the
zombified
thing.
corpse.
They can go beyond that.
Go beyond.
They can go because it's stories that he's.
Yeah, I
done.
know.
This is football. Like, what else can you do? Like,
I don't know. Put a Trojan like logo in the top of the rafters and
just
call it
have
a day.
Travis Kelce just be like a little pop up. Like, hey, touchdown.
Have you bought my girlfand's latest album?
No, that's gonna happen. Madden, like,
Taylor
they have like an AI
Swift.
Madden. Be like, you know what? That touchdown was sweet. You know what else is sweet? Taylor Swift's new album. Like,
The Eras tour,
The
only on
Eras.
Disney Plus.
You know what's even better? When my girlfriend talks about her other boyfriends that she broke up with and apparently broke her heart about.
yeah.
Go listen to Taylor Swift. And it's like, wow, Travis. Oops.
I mean, look, man, it's inevitable, but I don't know what's gonna happen. So
Did you watch the Tom Brady
Roast?
was it
roast? No, I didn't
It
even.
was
know
pretty
that
funny.
Was it funny? Who are the top roasters on that?
Bert Kreischer was pretty good.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Because I don't know who were the roasters.
It
on
was
that.
Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura,
Oh, okay.
Kevin Hart. They have Jeff Ross.
Oh, Jeff Ross.
Yeah, Jeff Ross was there.
Dang, yeah, he's always at
It's
every
Roastmaster General, man.
Yeah, that's true.
They had a couple of really good ones.
Okay,
they had some solid.
Where were the roasters that were out of pocket but that were good? 'Cause They
Oh.
always do that. Like for Donald Trump, they had Mike the Situation, but he
Oh.
wasn't good.
There was one where he was a football player and he
Uh-huh.
was basically just talking about how he worked with Tom Brady for 3 years and he was like, "How is it that I worked with you for 3 years and then as soon as I leave, you get deflate gate, you get all these gates? I wanted to cheat." Why didn't you cheat while I was there?
Yeah.
If then I get a ring, I'm down to cheat.
That's how they. They roasted him that way.
Yeah, that's
That's funny. All right,
Or,
I've got a couple.
Oh, they were also talking about the fact that Tom Brady's wife cheated on him with their karate instructor.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Are they still together?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
they got divorced, but like everybody was burning him about it. Like they just kept talking about the fact of. So at what point when she was like, I gotta make sure to go get that black belt. I have to spend
dude.
all night there to get my black belt. He goes, at what point did you think maybe this isn't how you train kung fu?
Right? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna
Not
get rid of
much
some
like
smaller topics real quick. So Warner Brothers is currently working on the next Lord of the Rings project titled The Hunt for Gollum.
I don't.
This was
understand.
announced. This was announced yesterday as of recording. This news came before Warner Brothers filed a copyright strike on a fan-made film released in 2009 with the same exact title. The film had 13 million views prior to it being taken down earlier this
Wow.
week. So they're already going on the hunt for anyone using the same name.
I feel like we just had Ring of Powers.
Ring of Power wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't, and I feel like we need to take a Lord of the Rings sabbatical.
Nope.
Kind of like how Star Wars did, you know?
You know what? Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do 300 years later?
No,
Let's not keep playing with the same characters.
How
Yeah,
about Lord of the
like-
Rings, but in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Like
moving
space.
forward. What if you just do Lord of the Rings in the future and it's just today?
What if it's just
Yeah.
today? The ring is in the Empire State Building.
Isn't that didn't they do that on SNL
I think so.
where they did Lord of the Rings but it was Office?
Yeah,
It was The Office.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I just don't like the fact that they copy struck a video that
Yeah,
came out like
That's
I feel like if I came out first, shouldn't I copy strike you?
yeah.
Yeah,
But
Like-
it's like that kind of questions how the copy strike system works.
Yeah.
Because do you guys know who Meat Canyon is? Papa Meat.
Yeah.
He got copy struck for his JoJo Siwa
Really?
cartoon. The recording studio that's in charge of JoJo
Uh-huh.
copy struck his video for using 10 seconds of the lyrics that didn't even match it musically.
Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. I've been seeing so many people making fun of JoJo Siwa.
Yeah.
Just because they've been comparing her to Robin Sparkles.
Really?
Oh, that makes sense.
Because people have been going, she did exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Like literally she was
Oh, yeah,
watching.
she went through a dark phase.
Because she ends up,
Yeah.
no, because she goes, what was it? I was Robin Sparkles, but now I'm Robin Daggers. And then she takes off her wig, and she's all like black hair, and she has makeup all over, and then she's like doing grunge
That was her
music.
grunge era.
It's not grunge, dude. It's gay pop, dude. It's the first of its kind.
She's so
Wait,
stupid.
is that a thing?
No.
Oh, I was
No,
gonna say,
She-
no, that's what she said.
That's what she
but it's
said.
not.
She goes,
Sounds-
I'm trying to start a new genre of music.
It's called gay
It's
pop.
called gay
Gay
pop. It's gonna be gay pop. It's
Have
gonna
Why
you
be
does
seen
that
all.
her-
sound-
Have you
Yeah.
never seen? Have you not seen any of her stuff of the
No.
like
Don't,
stuff?
just don't.
No.
Have you seen
Dude.
photos of her recently though in the
Yeah,
black
no,
makeup?
I've seen her. I've seen people make fun of her.
Okay, they asked her, "Do you take inspiration from Gene Simmons?"
Yeah.
And
Because
was
she
just
looks like Gene Simmons.
and she's
Yeah.
like, "Who's that?"
Oh
And I'm
my
like, "What?"
No, I feel like she's trolling.
She's trolling.
No, she's not.
No, she's trolling.
Because
Look, man.
she can't be.
Look, dude.
Because no one trolls this hard. Because she's like, so many people have told me I look like other things that I
Well,
wish I knew what they were talking about.
Nick Avocado did that with his freaking mukbangs that he did.
Ugh,
Yeah, but
God, dude.
Nick Avocado, I hope, dies of a coronary. Uh,
Apparently, he's losing weight now.
is he?
Good for him.
Good for
He's
him.
losing weight, and I think he has a girlfriend.
Good
I
for
thought he
him.
was. I thought he was. I thought he
that's
was.
what I thought too, but apparently
And
he's,
its
plays for
name
both
is
sides.
Wendy's.
Does he?
I don't know. That's
Good
the
for
name.
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Moving on. FX is looking to make a season 2 of Shogun with actor Hiroki Sanada reprising his role.
Really?
If production for season 2 is greenlit, this would involve an original storyline since season 1 ends the exact same way the books do.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, didn't it have a beginning, middle, and end? That was
Yes.
it. They
But-
wrapped it up.
You're talking about a Disney-owned company. When they see something that ends well, they go
Yeah.
like, more.
How do I mess this up?
How do
Yeah,
I
how do I
milk
ruin
this?
this? Oh, let's do another
How do
season.
I,
How do I Westworld this? Like,
honestly, if Westworld would have ended with
season one,
with season 1,
that would have been
that would have
fun.
been
Perfect.
that would have
Yeah.
been a wild show.
Yeah, that would've been
Perfect.
fun.
That would have been a wild
Chef's
show,
kisses, yeah.
and you would have been like, "What happened?"
Yeah.
And I think what happened after that moment would have been sick.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is you can't do that nowadays. You can't just like end a story but leave it in like this like ambiguous kind of like ending, because people don't want to have the idea of, well, I like to think it ended this way and stuff. No, people want a definitive like
Ending.
I want to see a definitive ending, but I want to see continuation as
Yeah.
well too.
But that's
because that
They want the Hollywood happy ending.
because
bad
Mandy's mom continuously does this whenever we watch anything, you know, of a story that's supposed to be ended like that, and then she's like, "Well, when's the next one coming out?" I'm like, "No, that's it.
That's over.
The writers. That's how the writers intended." Well, I don't like that. I'm like, "What do you mean?"
What do you want,
Like,
dude?
yeah, I don't want to think. I just want to like. I
She
want to
wants
see
to
what
enjoy.
happens next, because she did that with the Invisible Man,
Mhm.
with the newest one, and so then she goes, "So does that mean?" Because like, have you guys seen it, right? The
Yeah.
Invisible Man.
no,
No, you haven't. So like, you know how it ends.
no.
Like-
I legitimately haven't seen it.
I know.
Do you not care to
I
watch it?
believe
You said it like, I just don't care.
Because I don't.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I,
So okay, well, you know how it ends when she, kills her ex-husband, and then she basically takes the suit and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So she's like, "Oh," so Mandy's mom like, so does that mean she's the Invisible Woman? I'm like, no, I mean it means she's taking the suit for evidence. So like,
Yeah.
so it doesn't like, oh, there's an extra suit here and stuff like that. That's what she used to kill him and stuff. That's evidence against her. I don't think she's ever going to use the suit again.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, well, that kind of sucks." I'm like, "What do you mean?"
well, I mean, because that's kind of how like a lot of movies in like the '90s end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of '90s movies that end with just, and then that's it.
Yeah,
Like-
they finish like the task.
So this
But
is
like, think of like Casino.
Yeah.
Casino ends kind of like that, where
Yeah.
like where everybody else dies. What was it? De Niro is just kind of sitting in his house
Yeah.
and he's making bets on horse races.
Well, that's in the same thing for Goodfellas.
Goodfellas ends the same way.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's character kind of just like goes into witness protection, but he just feels that he's not safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the life now.
So
That's the
I
thing.
mentioned this movie before you got here, District 9. I had to watch it for
Oh,
class.
yes.
Because I've never seen District 9. So
Really?
yeah.
It's a good
But
movie.
it's a great movie.
Super
And I
good
was
movie.
telling Renee that the ending is interesting because one of the questions that my class asked was, does this have a foreign film ending or a Hollywood ending? And I said
Foreign.
it has both. Because from the documentary perspective, it's a foreign film ending because the people you follow
Yeah.
don't realize that, I think his name is Vicus
Yeah.
or something like that,
Mhm.
that they think that he's dead.
Yeah.
The last time they saw him was when the copter was circling around him. And
It
that
never
was it.
came across their idea that he would turn into a prog.
Exactly. And then the Hollywood ending
Yeah.
exists when you see Wickus as a prawn
Yeah.
making the metal flower,
For his wife.
giving you the hope that he's still alive
Mhm.
and that 3 years from now, I think his name was Charlie or
Yeah.
whatever it is, comes back
I wonder
with
if
more people.
I wonder if you'll like Choppy.
I've seen
I
Chappie.
mean, Chappie.
It's okay.
Yeah, you've seen the other Neil Blomkamp movies.
I've only seen Chappie.
Neil
Oh, you
Blomkamp?
never seen Elysium?
No.
Elysium.
Elysium is not bad.
Yeah.
It's,
with Matt Damon.
yeah. It's
okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it was a new idea he had, and it has to do with like the rich live forever while the poor die. And stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's that kind of like.
I mean, I can understand Neil Blomkamp's. Wait, he directed Gran Turismo, right? Neil Blomkamp? Yeah.
yeah, he did.
Yeah. I can understand his film style, but District 9 has both endings, and
That's
I
the
really
thing,
like that.
yeah.
I don't like the choose your own ending that Christopher Nolan did for Inception. I did like the way he ended it for The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That one's good,
Mhm.
but you just have to figure out a way to kind of end it. Hannibal, the TV series,
Oh yeah,
ended really well, and
It
it
did.
wasn't a Hollywood ending.
no.
I mean, technically, Breaking Bad was.
A Hollywood or
I would say that would be a foreign ending because he still he just falls on the ground and then he's still breathing and you see the cop cars coming.
yeah, and that was it.
And then it
That was
fades and then it kind
That's
of
all you
fades
needed
away.
to know.
Yeah. That's all it is. Moving on. Let's continue the conversation with Disney since we did mention FX.
Mhm.
Disney is set to release a new streaming bundle that will include Max, Hulu, and Disney Plus into one payment. The service is set to release this summer, but no price has been
Dang.
confirmed yet.
I was gonna say, what's the price range on that? I can get rid of my Hulu then, and then just
It'll
Yeah.
come with Hulu.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
We'll
just
just stop paying for separate ones. That's
Yeah.
all.
yeah, they're just gonna absorb each other.
Yeah.
That's
So
fine.
I don't know. It's an interesting take. I
It-
just kind of wish that you just
it-
bundle all the streaming services, make it
it's-
like a cable package.
It's super weird to watch The Rookie on Disney Plus.
yeah.
yeah.
And he
It's
likes.
still weird to me to watch Doctor Who on Disney Plus
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's like at 60%, but like a 90% for critics
for the new season.
for the new season.
I haven't watched it yet, but I mean, I'm gonna watch it definitely
With
this
the
weekend.
with the new Doctor, right?
Yeah, because I think it's a new doctor. He's black, and I
Yes.
think the actor's also gay.
He's gay in real
Yes.
life.
I think
yes.
that's
So
probably
this
why it's
one-
getting lower ratings.
yeah.
from-
This
fans.
doctor.
It could also just
well,
be
'cause-
bad.
I mean, I haven't watched it. I watched his first episode as of like it came out in like December.
Wasn't that when he first showed up where like they split and then now there's two doctors?
Well, yes, that was the end of special 3, and then they came out with the Christmas special with just the new doctor and his new
Yeah.
companion. It was good. The new doctor is he's metrosexual, so he doesn't care about his image and stuff. He wears, you see him wear like a kilt in a club, and he's dancing in like a gay club, and it's fine. It doesn't feel
Modern.
out of place. It's very
modern.
modern, and that's
Yeah.
what Russell T Davies, the head writer of this show, coming back. That's what he normally does.
Who was the writer that I didn't like from Doctor Who?
Which one?
He
For
wrote-
which doctor?
He was heavily involved with
Matt Smith?
David Tennant.
Oh, that's Russell T Davies.
Is it Russell T.
It's
Davies?
Russell T Davis. But the thing is that so Russell T Davis has always done that in his series. He did that for Torchwood. He's done it for Doctor Who as well too. He likes to bring in the gay community in his stories
Oh,
because it's
okay.
very modern. That's
Yeah.
the thing. And he made, Captain Jack he's an omnisexual,
Mhm.
where he's basically, if it doesn't matter who,
He's attracted to anything and
yeah,
everything.
it doesn't matter what gender or what species, he will.
I love that actor.
Yeah,
He's a great
John
actor.
Barrowman, yeah.
Yeah.
John Barrowman's sick actor.
Such a good actor. He's such a cool dude as well too.
Mm-hmm.
I hear he's a little eccentric when you do meet him,
Yeah.
Yeah, he
but
is.
that's part of his charm.
Yeah.
No, he is.
So-
Have you met him?
Hmm?
Have you met him?
No, but I mean,
Really?
Have you really?
He was at LA Comic Con like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, really? Cool.
I was able to meet him for like maybe like 5 minutes,
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
then I
that
went to-
was more than enough.
and I also went to his panel.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
He also
super
had
cool.
he had a panel where he like just told a bunch of stories. It
Yeah.
was a really
Oh,
entertaining
yeah.
panel.
Oh no, he's super fun to watch.
Yeah.
I watch his panels online, and they're just super great.
Yeah, because
That's
he
the
also
thing.
do you know the Arrow story?
No.
So apparently part of his like thing was he goes, I'll only do it if I get one scene with Stephen Amell shirtless.
yeah.
He has to be shirtless in one scene.
Why?
With him?
Yeah, with him.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be me
Yeah.
and him shirtless.
He's
Why?
gay. He's gay.
He's gay. He thought he was hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was super funny because it was the first season of Arrow when Malcolm Merlyn first captures him,
Mm-hmm.
and Stephen Amell is all chained up, and that's why he's shirtless.
Yeah.
That's why he has no shirt, and he's like this. And so apparently they were recording, and he walked in, and then like he's like, okay, cool. So Stephen, we're just gonna go through our lines. And I'm gonna kind of like stagecraft it around you. And Stephen goes, okay, cool. And then he's like walking up, and then he goes. And then, like, he just goes like, "What?" And like he's all chained up, and he's like, Then he's
That's
like,
what- yeah.
"Tell me about Star City."
Yeah.
All right.
He's very eccentric, like I said.
He's a weird. He's a character.
He's
All
a
right.
character, and he's great.
All
That's
right.
Yeah.
I'll probably watch the new Doctor Who.
Yeah, no.
Is it
so
a good place to start, or do I need to go back?
You
Should probably watch the special, at
Watch the new specials with Tennant, because they explain like there's a new threat. They hint at a new threat coming, and then that bleeds on to the new season as well.
Got
That's
it.
also with
You know what?
Neil Patrick Harris, right? He's
Yeah,
the new
Neil
threat.
he plays one of the threats. He's the toy maker.
You
That
know
one
what?
was that was a cool scene. I saw a bunch of that.
That's
That was
cool because
pretty
the toy maker has only appeared in the Doctor's universe during the first Doctor.
I see.
And was thrown away, and then like basically it was an episode that didn't air, but then they found the footage and aired it years later. And basically the last time the Doctor had a encounter with Toymaker, he threw him in a pocket universe in this like dark null dimension and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's
And
really
he's been
cool.
hidden for years, and for some reason gets out.
You know that the TARDIS is in downtown Disney?
Is it really?
Yeah, I took a photo with it. It's super dope.
That's
And it
cool.
looks like a legitimate
like
TARDIS.
a legitimate
The
TARDIS. That's cool.
yeah, I just really like the fact that they got Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, Neil Patrick Harris played that
because
so
he killed
well.
it.
Yeah.
He killed it so
He
good.
played it so well. He played it so flamboyant, but then very threatening when he's
Patrick
serious as well
Harris.
too. Dude, I want Neil Patrick Harris to come back in Doctor Who
He might.
more often.
He might.
Well, yeah.
Last bit of Disney news. Ralph Inson from The Bear, he plays the cousin,
Yes.
has been hinted to he's been previously teased by to be casted in an unknown role for Fantastic Four. It is until last week that has been confirmed that he will be playing the role of Galactus.
That is not true.
What?
In the Bear,
Is it from The Bear?
No,
he's
not at all.
He's from Harry Potter.
he's from Harry Potter.
Then
Yeah.
who am I thinking that was from The Bear?
Oh, that's cousin.
You're thinking of the
But
guy
he's
playing
playing
cousin.
Ben
He's
Grimm.
playing Thing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. They look
Yeah.
so similar.
No,
My
they
bad.
don't.
They do.
No,
Pull up a photo real quick.
Okay.
That's my bad.
I heard where you were going, and then you said the Bear, and I was like, that is not the right guy.
Pull him up. I thought because he looks similar. I'm just like, all right.
Galactus casting.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the photo I saw.
okay.
The one on the left.
This one.
Yes.
Okay. And now we're gonna pull up cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, just look up the Bear, cousin Bear.
What's his name? Richie. Oh, of course he's not in like the beginning.
he's not.
Jesus. There he is.
He's right there.
The eyes.
Is it?
It's the eyes.
No,
It's the eyes.
no.
Yeah.
You okay?
One
Here's
has
what,
eyebrows. The other one doesn't, though.
here's what you did. You saw two white dudes, and you immediately went, "That's the same person."
Look, man. It's all good. I made a mistake. I'll own up to it. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll own up to it.
Yeah.
No need to push on it anymore.
Don't need to dwell.
Listen. I at no point read the article that sent me that explained that he was from.
Okay, to
Harry
be fair,
Potter.
I knew about the Galactus casting like 2 days before you posted
Wait, what part in Harry Potter did he play?
He played one of the Dang it.
Hold on.
Yeah, just look up Harry Potter.
Well, anyways, he's casted as Galactus.
He was
It'll
also
be interesting.
he was also in Game of Thrones.
Oh, he was also the Green Knight. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, have you ever watched The Green Knight?
I have not.
It's actually pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Who directed The Green Knight?
Robert Eggert.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me double check. See if I was right.
Yes, I know when I
Yeah.
posted it, it was like a day old news.
Yeah,
but-
I was just like, all right, I knew it, but I was pulling up the information quick the day at work and was like, all right, I thought it was the bear.
Oh, David
Whatever.
Lowery. That's who it is.
All right. Moving on. Frank Grillo will star as Rick Flag Sr. in Peacemaker Season 2. James Gunn will be working on the series alongside Superman, which is currently running on all cylinders. He's constantly posting behind the scenes photos.
That character is also supposed to be part of Creature Commandos.
Yes.
The animated series.
Yes. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that they're slowly releasing Peacemaker 2
Are we
stuff.
are we gonna talk about the Superman picture? Is that on your thing?
Not really. I mean, it was a photo. I saw people were making fun of it, but what is there to talk about?
I don't get why people are nagging on it. It's a new Superman suit. They want to go different. They don't want to do Henry Cavill's suit, which is fine because that's Henry Cavill's suit. They don't want to do Brandon Routh's suits because that's Brandon Routh's suit.
They were also too shiny. Those suits were always too
They
shiny.
were very shiny. This one seems more
Cloth.
desaturated,
Very
and more
clothy.
not so like scaly looking. You know,
Yeah.
which that's what Snyder did. I don't know why Snyder liked that. so much.
Why I thought people were hating on it because they just didn't like the image. Not that they didn't like the
No,
suit.
for me it was the suit. People were telling me that I was getting annoyed when people would come in at the store and be like, "Did you see the suit?" And I'm like,
but it doesn't
what's wrong with
look
it?
bad.
No, I like the suit. I think the suit looks good. You can also see his red undies.
Yeah, they,
Oh, yeah.
that
He
was
has-
like
he
the
has-
big highlight.
He has red undies. You can see a yellow belt
Mhm.
on him. I'm into that.
Yeah,
I love the fact that James Gunn said that it wasn't a rendered image, that it was an actual photograph
Yeah.
of the actor that's playing Superman.
Well, not only that, but he said everything was in image.
Yeah.
Nothing was CGI,
No.
including the light,
Yeah. So
which I thought was cool. The only thing I thought was really funny, because I would love it to see if that scene is there.
the world's being blown up. All right.
No. No, but I
do this in
what I
like
no
3.2 seconds.
no, but what I want to see is like the laser coming down, and then time just stops, and then he's like getting dressed, and like time is just moving.
Oh,
There's
like
a-
he's as Clark,
Yeah.
and then time stops and he's like getting ready. He's like, "Oh yeah."
Knowing
Got my
James
boots.
Gunn.
Where's my boot? Hold on. This is the laser's going. Like, can't find my boot. Hold on.
God damn it!
Knowing James
God damn
Gunn,
it, Crypto!
that's the last scene of the movie.
Oh really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think that James Gunn will play on the trope of him, since it's a younger Superman.
Yeah.
If he's gonna get dressed, it'll be the phone booth.
Yeah.
Knowing
Okay.
James Gunn, he's a fan of old stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that there's gonna be, a phone booth scene, but I do think it's gonna be like one of those like begrudging phone booth scenes.
Like, what do you mean?
Where it's like, man, I really need to get dressed somewhere, and
He
there's
goes
gonna
into
be
a porta potty.
yeah, and he goes everywhere else, and then he's like, I can't get dressed. Speaking of that, did you watch Blank Man?
No, I told Rene
Yeah.
that that's the next movie I'm gonna watch since it's on Netflix.
Because
Still holds out.
because when he said porta potty, I was like, oh, that's from Blank Man.
Yeah, it's from Blakeman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he tries to get dressed in a porta potty.
Really quick, do you know what else movie they need to upload because now Blankman's on there? Meteor Man.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
So
Meteor
is it
Man.
interesting that they had My Wife and Kids up there and now it's Blank Man?
Yeah.
You think that Netflix has a deal with the Wayne
Waynes?
brothers?
Yeah.
I think so.
So we'll see more. I mean, they have I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, which is another one that's done by Keenan Ivory Wayans.
uh-huh.
And they have
Gin and
most
Juice?
Gin and Juice. They have most of the first 2 or 3 of Scary Movie.
Mhm.
And those are the ones done by the
Wayans.
Waynes.
All the way up to 3.
All right, so if we're gonna speed run through a couple of these because we're almost out of time before we have to talk about the main topic. Cannibal creator Bryan Fuller has confirmed that he has parted ways with A24 after the studio has elected to go in a different direction with their Friday the 13th prequel series. Rumors about the franchise being on permanent hiatus have circled the internet.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Did we need a Friday the 13th?
no, but I think people were just excited that it was A24. I mean, that's all people care about. They don't care about what they're making.
Yeah.
It's just it's A24. It's indie.
A24.
A24 is not indie anymore.
It's not. It's
No, it's a
mainstream.
major.
mainstream.
It's a major
mainstream
studio
thing,
now.
but they don't meddle. That's what I
But
noticed.
they've started meddling.
No, but that also makes me think, what were you doing?
Mm,
If a studio that normally doesn't meddle,
mhm,
meddled, what were you doing?
mhm.
Or Jason doesn't kill; he hugs you to death.
Mhm.
Instead of a hockey mask.
Well, they've done a Friday the 13th series before, but it was a anthology.
Mm.
You were following 2 brother and sisters, and they would get into It was basically like an adult Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Where it's like basically like, okay, there's a case here or something like that.
Yeah.
I know how to pitch this.
Yeah.
It's heavyweights, but Ben Stiller drowns Jason because he wasn't losing weight.
No, it's Ben Stiller as Jason, and when the kids don't meet their match, their weight goal by the end of the week, he kills them one by one.
Yeah. I think that's the way you make that show.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
think that's the only way.
I think what if that was the pitch and that's where A24 said no.
right.
That was it.
And they're idiots.
I would watch that show.
The Office
tenfold.
sequel series has been greenlit by Peacock and follows
Really?
the Dunder Mifflin docu-crew as they document the story of a dying historic Midwestern newspaper and its volunteer reporters. I had to word this differently because I didn't like it how it was worded before. The series will acknowledge the Dunder Mifflin documentary. The way it was worded originally is like the series will be in the same universe as
The Office.
And I'm like, it's not it's our world. It's not like it's the MCU, you know? So I'm kind of interested to see where this is going now.
I've never been a huge fan of The Office. I don't care.
That's
Oh,
fine.
okay.
I enjoyed The Office. I actually liked the film style of like things like The Office and Parks and
Yeah.
Rec,
Mhm.
Abbott Elementary. My goal is to eventually pitch a show to who's the producer that does he also did King of the Hill.
Mike Judge.
Not Mike Judge. He was the other guy. He did The Office. He was one of the showrunners for The Office.
Oh,
Mike Judge.
Mike Judge.
what's his name?
It's not Michael Schur.
No, it's
Charlie Sheen.
no,
Michael
he
Schur
wears
was the
glasses,
Chrysalis.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know who exactly you're talking about, and I can't think of his name.
I know. I just thought of his name like a couple days ago,
That's gonna bother
but I would want to pitch a show to him one of these days. I like his production style.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel like it could happen.
He was also he was an actor in the 90s as well too. That's
Yeah,
the
didn't
thing.
he also do? He worked on. No, Mike Judge worked on Office Space.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm like, no, that wasn't him.
Greg Daniels.
Greg Daniels. There you go.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, isn't he done and retired? I'm like, no, he's still
Yeah,
producing
He's done
shows.
so many shows still.
Yeah, he's still doing stuff,
he did
dude.
Space Force. Yeah.
Yeah, I can pitch a show to him.
Uh-huh.
I'll pitch a show to him one of these days. Pitch the Keeping Up with the Nerds show.
Space Wars was funny.
Space Wars was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything innovative.
God damn it, Microsoft.
Oh, that's the best joke in that whole series. I love it. Like, we gotta wait 24 hours for the update. Who would do that? Like,
How long do we have? We only have 20 minutes.
that actor's great too. He sold that so good.
Speaking about comedies, Peacock has officially renewed Ted for season 2 after its
Yeah. It
continuous
deserved it.
popularity
No,
online.
No,
Here's the thing. I wrote this note.
The Ted series has so much potential.
It
It
to
does.
go
And
on.
I wrote this note because it's so funny how like the consensus online is the same.
Mhm.
I never thought the show was funny. The only reason people thought it was funny is because it was so popular as clips and
Yeah.
shorts
Oh yeah.
on Reels and TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Well, I think that's a skill that McFarlane learned from
Yeah.
Family Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Family Guy, I feel like, had another rebirth when TikTok came out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then you could just get kind of clips from it.
Yeah.
Luckily, Ted just works out because I think the show is really funny.
It's so good.
I think it's hilarious.
So
What the hell did you do in Vietnam? I jerked off a dog.
you
so,
what?
so one of the greatest so one of the greatest things about Family Guy that me and Hayden, friend of the show Hayden,
Yeah.
he watched Family Guy. And then he showed me this clip of this thing that they did with what is it? What's Eating Gilbert Grape? That whole movie.
Uh-huh.
But it's all done by rats in the show.
Oh, okay.
And so then I'm watching it and I'm like, dude, this is the whole movie. And he's like, wait, what? I'm like, this is the whole movie of What's Eating Gilbert Grapes. They're literally doing a 5-minute run of the whole film. And so then I'm like, dude, put on What's Eating Gilbert Grape right now. And we're watching it. And he's like, oh crap. He's like, this is the whole movie. I'm like, yes, this is the whole scene where he comes in, sees his mom dead. He goes, Mom, wake up. Are you playing, Mom? I'm like, dude, that's not funny. That's sad. But they just keep doing it. And I'm like, and then that's one of the things I loved about Family Guy too. as well.
I think, but for the greatest part about it is that I love the idea of Ted and just him in a high school setting.
Yeah, it's
No,
so
it's
he's
great.
allowed to do so many
Yeah.
jokes. The other joke that popped up on Reels that made me laugh, and I forgot about this, like you know what? I'm like Jesus Christ. And
Yes,
then they're
Jesus
like,
Christ with a priest.
it's like, do you know what they did to Jesus Christ? He's like, I don't know. I kind of skimmed through the Second Testament. They crucified him and betrayed him. Oh, I think I'm Buddhist now. What happened? Buddha was a nice guy, right?
Yeah.
No, what was
No, the other one was when he's in church and the pastor's talking about Jesus.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, he goes, hey, maybe I'm Jesus. He's all like, no, Jesus came from nothing. He was reborn. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, there was a shooting star and everything. Yeah,
there was a star and everything.
There was a star and everything. He's like,
I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I'm just saying I could be Jesus.
yeah.
I do love the scene where his dad finds out that the cousin is sleeping with her roommate.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
and then he barges in and he's like, oh, are you guys in your separate beds? And he's like, and then they go, yes, and he goes, good. And he just closes the door.
I love it. And then I loved even the part when the dad gets lonely and he wishes a friend from himself.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
the
and it's
truck.
his old toy truck.
Yeah.
And he has the same ideologies as him as well too. And so
I love the idea that the truck is actually homosexual.
That's so great.
That's so great. That was so great at the end.
He's like, oh, it's because I think of other men. That's why.
And so even the dad starts questioning himself. He's like, does that mean no? He's
No,
like,
that doesn't mean that. That's not what that means.
Oh my God, there was another joke. It's when they're decorating Christmas cookies.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he refers to the cousin's friend or girlfriend, now that it was revealed
Yeah.
then, as like Muslim, and she's just like, no, I'm not Muslim or something like
Yeah.
that. There's a joke in that sequence where he talks about spiders or something, and then runs out of the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't play well, and then
Yeah.
he goes like, "Oh well, people usually laugh after that, but whatever, it's fine." It understands what it is.
Yeah,
it's a
that's
great
the
show.
It's a solid show. I'm happy that it's getting a second season.
Yeah.
I feel like Seth MacFarlane works really well in these like shorter episode
Yeah.
Yeah,
where it's like it's only 10 episodes, tell a story and get
That's
it done.
and done. That's it.
Yeah, and it's
I
doing
think-
really well.
I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where they try to get back at the bully.
Uh-huh.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
and then it just turns
dad.
into like
Where they start caring,
yeah, they start carrying at the end.
and then they end up hiring an actor.
Yeah. Oh, so
The
good.
the one that was really I love. I think it's like the first or second episode
Mhm.
where he's just like, yeah, we had an Arab kid that came here, but then they got him.
Oh no, it's
Yeah.
an Indian kid.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
they were
got
like,
him.
then they got
What do you mean they got him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was real
No, they
nice
got
too,
him.
and then they got him.
Yeah,
he's like,
he shared his Dunkaroos too.
yeah. He's like, what do you mean by he got him? And he's just like, yeah, real shame. And he just moved on.
Everyone, raise your hands. Woo! Everyone, jump up and down. Woo!
Yeah.
Invade Poland. Woo!
And that's how Hitler did that.
All right, I got
Really
go for it.
quick. So one joke that I loved is when they talk to the principal and trying to have the mom be the teacher. And he's like, okay, this is my last chip. The last time we have a dare assembly, when
I'll ask a question.
Yeah, when the speaker asks us what our questions are, I will ask a question. She goes, wait,
No one asks questions.
no one ever asks a question. They're like, yes, and not a funny question, right? Like a serious question. Yeah, like how do I find the next person that has drugs next to me? Question. And like, oh my god! And they're like, don't do it, Ted. It's for Susan, okay? So like,
I love in that same episode where he just destroys the bully.
oh, the girl bully.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then he's like, "Oh, listen, I feel really bad because we don't do anything for Susan, so I feel like I have the need to protect her."
And that's what's great about Ted as well too as a character. He has those great moments where he'll defend the mom or the cousin.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like he'll be like, no, like you guys are being really.
He's not an
yeah.
asshole. He
No.
cares.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I-
he can be a dick,
Yeah.
but when everyone
If you're
else
in
is
his
too-
circle.
yeah, that's
you're in his circle.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
All
'Cause
right.
they even love the dad. too.
Let's. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of these last two before we go into our main topic. Smaller piece of news: Batman: Cape Crusader set to release on Amazon Prime Video on August 1st. Shots of the series have already been released online, including first looks of Batman and Catwoman. The series is taking on a 40s set period piece. It looks good, and
It's
I'm happy.
post-Tim?
Yeah, and I'm glad that it's getting a good run because wasn't it originally canned and it wasn't supposed to ever come out?
I think so. If I remember correctly, Kevin Conroy recorded some of these.
Yes, I think he recorded some of those lines.
So I think he did like maybe like 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely. I know he didn't finish.
No, he didn't. But
In which I am okay if they use Conroy,
and then switch over
and
to
then
someone
switch him out and everything else. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. Last piece of news. As Deadpool and Wolverine draw near, Empire interviews Ryan Reynolds and Jackman on the possibility of the duo making more appearances in the MCU after their film. Quote, "I'm very nervous talking to you. I've never been so scared of what's coming out of my mouth." So that was one of the quotes, I think, from Reynolds.
Okay.
Feige has also teased the possibility of them making some sort of appearance in the future. The statement coming around the same time as Feige confirms that Marvel Studios will be slowing the rate of projects being released per year. Right. He quotes that the MCU being the underdog right now is exciting to him because basically the title encourages new projects to find success.
Right. No, yeah, I mean, at this point, you can only go up.
I don't think they've gone down enough.
No, but I mean,
they need to crash and burn.
We need to fight your
No,
fire.
I think because I think what
X-Men.
Speaking of which, we have X-Men 97 finishing next week.
Don't tell him, because then he won't watch it. Just let him be.
I'm not telling him he should watch it.
Do whatever you want.
I just mentioned it.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm gonna tie him down. Clockwork Orange.
I kind of like telling people that I haven't watched it yet because I get that all the time. Customers like, "Have you watched X-Men 97?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "You haven't?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Huh?
It's a great show, right?
That's pretty good.
Anyways, yeah.
I want to Clockwork Orange him. Just tie him to a chair and open his eyes. Just start playing it.
I think before he got to the theater, Rene and I were talking about how we're going to get tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, I think we all need to be on the app to try to get tickets for ourselves because those tickets are going to drop out of nowhere.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably a fact. Yeah,
4 a.m. on like a Tuesday,
probably
barely announced like the day before.
My big thing for my Marvel and everything else, I think yes, they didn't fall far enough, but also I do think it was a wake up call.
Yeah, it was. It's a much needed wake up
because
call.
I feel like what happened in the previous era was we can't miss, and they'll eat anything that we serve them. And then they started putting out slop, and everybody started realizing, hey, this isn't.
We were all little piggies.
Yeah, like this isn't good.
Yeah.
Like it's not tasty. There's nothing here. There's no substance.
Yeah.
I don't want this.
No.
And then once everybody kind of started speaking out, now they're kind of waking up, going, all right, let's slow everything down. Maybe not have 3 or 4 movies a year and plus 4 TV shows. Let's do a movie with a TV show.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's interesting to see. I think right now Deadpool and Wolverine will probably be the only success that Marvel sees in the live action side of things. X-Men 97 stellar.
Yeah.
It's good, so I don't see it failing. And the last episode that's coming out, basically
How many episodes are there?
10.
10 in total?
10 total.
Okay.
Yeah, next week is the season finale.
Yeah.
And it's good.
No, it sucks.
No, but it's
terrible.
It is good. I thought it started pretty weak.
Yeah.
It started pretty weak, and then it really picks up.
It reminds me of AVX in a way, of like how the story for AVX didn't pick up after issue 3.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap, okay, now that we have the Phoenix Force in Scott Summers, like it's interesting.
I think after episode 4 is when the show really starts getting its
Is
legs.
that after the attack, or is that
That's Mojo. That's the Mojo episode.
Mojo.
Oh, when they do the 2 separate stories?
Yeah.
The same. Yeah.
After
Actually,
that,
the Storm episode didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
that's why the Mojo episode is the same one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because
That's
remember,
right.
it got split.
Yeah, that was a weak episode.
2.
Yeah, that was a really weak episode.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Totally, dude. Totally. Let's talk about the main topic, which is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. We're going to start off with this small piece of news because we're wrapping up comic strips with this piece. Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, writers and producers for Planet of the Apes, talk about their modern take on the franchise in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. They have in mind a 9-film saga. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is film number 4. Fun fact, when the physical copy of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes drops, they will be releasing a version of the film where the actors will be acting in their capture suits. So it's not the apes. It's the actors.
I would be down to watch that.
I kind of
That'd
am
be
down
fun.
to see it too.
Yeah.
I think I would watch. I definitely would watch that
Yeah.
because honestly, the actors did such an awesome job.
Yeah. So let's talk about this movie. The first 3 films, which is Rise, Dawn, and War,
Which we dub the Caesar trilogy.
basically, were a solid enough franchise that I felt ended on a really great note. It wasn't a Hollywood ending.
Copa.
That one is, I would put it more sad with a sense of hope, but it wasn't super Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay.
Kingdom is interesting because you don't need the last three to understand this movie.
Mhm.
It kind of gives you the idea of
He
what
played, Proximity. Or
Proximus.
That's who was playing
Yeah,
Proximus.
that's what I was kind of
The
shocked.
entire time I was like, why do I know him?
Yeah.
That is definitely why. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
So
He was
Kevin-
Noah.
Kevin Durant makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
is it the young guy that plays Noah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think he was in other stuff. Oh, he was he played one of the bullies from It.
What's his name?
Owen T.
T.
Owen T.
Owen T.
Okay.
He was in Bloodline, The
Mhm.
Stand. Okay.
But you don't need to watch the last three to pay or to know this one.
No.
They go over the fact that Caesar's dead. It's been generations. This
He
is a new
was-
story following a
He
new
was the
clan.
orangutan.
Ye-
He was good.
Oh, him?
Yeah, he was the orangutan.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Rackus, right?
He's from
Rackus.
what's it called? He was in Orville.
Yeah. I know him from Shameless.
He was also in he's also
Yeah.
the dad in Shameless, yeah.
So you said earlier that you thought this film was meh.
The more I sit on it,
Okay,
it's
explain.
meh.
Explain yourself.
I feel that just because the movie starts with Caesar's death,
Yeah.
and then it just says generations later.
Caesar's burial, because he dies in the last one.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's his burial.
Yeah.
He died maybe a couple hours later, and then they bury him, and then they burn him.
They Jedi burn him.
Yeah, then they Jedi burn him. I thought it was funny because when I started thinking about this movie, it's very apocalypto.
Mhm.
It's basically just apocalypto, but with apes.
Okay.
Same basic premise. What was it? They're a tribe that is on the outskirts, and then another tribe comes in, captures everybody. Then he goes to the other tribe to go save his people
Mhm.
from it. And then the conquistadors show up. But
Then it's Encanto.
and then it's Encanto. And then they just start, no. But that was the thing though, is that I didn't think that the story was as strong as the others.
Yeah.
It's a very slow movie.
It is.
The movie at certain points does come to a crawl. I'm not saying it just totally turns off, but it does crawl at certain points.
So it was the same thing I told you when the movie finished, which was the first act was meh, the second act was okay, and then the third act was really great.
I even think that the third act was sloppy. I feel like the third act is pretty sloppy because it's just things happening.
It was basically
Spoilers, by the way,
yes.
if you guys, yeah.
Basically, the third act was like, okay, we have all these characters
Mhm.
and we can't have the villain succeed, but we also have to have our hero rise. But then we also got to set up future movies as well too.
Yeah.
And
It was that alone was why the third act was so clustered.
because I turned to you because there's a scene where they're all sneaking around,
Yeah.
and I understood. Yes.
Oh,
They're-
why aren't the guards up?
Yeah. No, I was like, they're
You would
making
Yeah.
because I was like, they're making a lot of noise,
And they're moving around.
and they're talking normally, and they have guards up there, and they're just doing nothing, like not saying, "Hey, what are you doing?" Nothing else.
What's going on?
But even if you would have just had the guard, but that takes a single scene.
Yeah.
That literally takes a single scene of this guard seeing what they're doing and them like getting a spear and starting, and then you see Proximus grab their shoulder.
Especially
and
dealing the
that's
fact
it.
that you have the clumsiest ape in that group, which was
Yeah.
Anaya.
Yeah. Like
I love it. I
like
love when he started freaking getting the gunpowder, spills it, and then he turned to me. He's like, "That dude's gonna get blown up."
I go, that guy's gonna
Yeah.
blow
You know
everyone.
what's funny is that this is the actor for Anaya, and they made him look exactly
Yeah,
like
they-
his
they
ape
really
version
do.
himself. The eyes and everything.
Kind of looks like Eddie Redmayne.
he does.
What's Anaya's name for the viewers that can't
Travis
see?
Jeffrey.
Travis Jeffrey.
Travis Jeffrey.
Here was my thing though, is and that was what was really hurting me on that.
Mhm.
As not only that, but also they were really trying to punch in this whole thing of human. I didn't understand what humans were trying to get at. Like, what were their goals?
Yeah.
That's true. They never made that clear.
They never made the humans' goals clear until literally the last 5
But
minutes.
even still, it's not clear. So that I do agree with you in that,
Oh,
because
she's from
like
The Witcher.
who?
The whole time, May, I was like, where is she from?
Oh yeah, she's from The Witcher.
She's from The Witcher.
Is she the young?
She's
Yeah,
the girl.
she
She's
plays
a
the little girl.
she's
Oh,
The
really?
child of surprise. Yeah.
the child of surprise. Yeah, that's her.
Okay,
Yeah.
good for her.
I was like, where is she from?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but the reason why I excuse it just a little bit is because I was more invested in the ape storyline than the human storyline. I understand the human elements of it. And I think that as a viewer because the other part that did bother me was going back to a level 0 character, which was Noah. After seeing Caesar rise the way he did in
Yeah.
War and Dawn,
Mhm.
you were like, this is a guy that, like, this is an ape that can, like, mess things up
Mhm.
without the need to kill.
Yeah.
And then you have Noah, who was scared of everything, who didn't fight, who didn't understand the way. It was like he had to learn everything over again. And at the beginning of the film, I was like, God dang it, dude, I have to sit through another ape that doesn't know anything.
Mhm.
And that really did bother me.
Mhm.
But then what the movie did great, that I could understand why it needed to be that way, is it helped develop the world. Because multiple times as we were watching it, you're like, oh, that's cool, the airplane in the background.
Yeah.
And then when they're exiting, I was just like, oh, that's LAX. And
Yeah.
you were just like, oh, that's interesting.
The don't get me wrong, the environment's beautiful.
Even the interactions, though.
But the thing is that here was my thing. In War, you specifically said it that the simian flu is highly contagious.
Yeah.
And all of the people that Nova is looking at all have simian flu.
Uh-huh.
And at no point is she freaking out, kind of going like, I need to get the hell out of here.
She's immune. But did they ever...
They
No,
never
they
explained
mentioned
that.
it in
They never
the original
explained.
trilogy?
No, but they
That
never
only-
they never explained that she was
No,
immune.
I think that in-
Nova from the war was not talking, but she helped out. But
No.
Yeah.
She
In
had
the
she had
first-
lost speech.
I
already.
think in Rise, which again, you're right, it's not a fair
Mhm.
thing because they shouldn't have included it this
Yeah.
way. When they talk about the flu
Mhm.
in the end credit scene, they said that some people were immune.
Yeah.
it's 1 in every 100 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. So you
But-
obviously knew that not all the humans were dead.
Well, yeah, but
I know, but the thing is that
in
you-
Dawn,
yeah, I know, but my thing is that it's the same thing with like when we had COVID.
Yeah.
Even though you had like boosters and you had everything like that, you could still catch it,
Yes.
and you could still become a
Host.
a host for it, or
Mhm.
you could spread it
You
to
were
other people.
asymptomatic.
You
Yes.
may have been
Yeah.
asymptomatic, but you were still a carrier.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And at no point, even though she's trying to get back to the humans and get back to everybody else, she's not actively trying to stay away from them or anything else. And I get it at the very end when she doesn't go into like the human settlement, the clean like settlement, but nothing is mentioned about it yet.
No. And you know what show did that recently? Fallout. Because of Moldaver. Like, Moldaver's a good example of that.
Yeah.
Because Moldaver, we don't know her history. We don't know how she got to the future. We know none of it. And if you look at the parallels with May, we don't understand how she's not contagious. Especially if you've never seen the last 3 films, we don't know how the flu works.
Mhm.
We get the surprise factor that she can talk and that she's intelligent. Like, oh, that's a huge shock factor for the people that have never seen the franchise.
Mhm.
But we're coming from 3 previous films with a great character and world setting, expectations already. So the end is what kind of bothered me a little bit, which was, where is the story going to go?
Yeah.
And you and I had a conversation afterwards
Mhm.
where you said Noah's arc is essentially done.
Mhm.
We don't see Noah really growing much after this movie. What
They
would
don't-
be
Yeah. They don't show him being like, I am gonna, find all the different factions and gather them together.
exactly.
Well, that was the other thing too, is that at the end of it, because he said, "Oh, I see a bunch of stolen clans."
Yeah.
And then at no point did he try to save everybody during that point
It was
or
all Eagle
recollect
Clan.
them.
Mhm.
He only saved Eagle Clan, in which, don't get me wrong, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But I thought what Proxima was setting up
Mhm.
was, this is a new kingdom.
Yeah.
This is a new kingdom, but it needs a proper ruler.
So
And then they were setting up Noah to become the next Caesar, and it just kind of fell flat, and
so
it doesn't
then
do it.
This
I
is
see-
where
yeah.
Rene and I had a conversation about what would be next for the franchise. and we both said, do you want to say what we said, or do you mind if I say
Go
it?
for it. Yeah. You
We
can say
talked
it.
about an anthology, that the next 2 films in this trilogy
Right.
are no longer going to revolve a single ape or clan, that it's going to be a new ape or clan that we follow in the next 2 movies. And the only continuous factor is May or the humans trying to revive themselves
Yeah.
and
My-
the mystery that we see in the
Yeah.
sky.
My thing is that I feel the next movie should not have humans.
No,
I would be okay with that
I'd
too.
be okay with that too.
I feel like this movie at no point misses anything from not having a human.
What they could do is that they could lead up to a war between the apes and the humans in like maybe the 3rd one.
But I feel like you already did that though. You did that for war. It was
it was more because that faction of the military was radical. They were against they were going against orders as well
True.
too. So I feel like War of the Planet of the Apes, that's the thing. They kind of use that name in a bad
weird
way,
way,
in a
yeah.
weird way in the 3rd one. Because I mean, it sounds cool, but at the same time, it's like
Second
it
or
was
third?
the third
third
one
one. Third one is
with
war.
with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
And you had a character like Woody Harrelson, which is great. That's the thing. He was a great villain for Caesar, but at the same time, it didn't feel like there was a big, kind of like
Bombastic war.
yeah, like they're fighting for the land, or they're fighting to survive.
It was
One of these factions, if they win,
yeah.
the other one will die out. That's the thing.
The thing with war is that I felt like it was Moses leading the Jews out of Egypt.
Yeah.
That's what I felt war was.
Yeah,
and
it
so
was,
the name
yeah.
never fit. That's why I always get confused between war and Dawn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I always thought that Dawn was the last one
Mhm.
where Caesar walks his apes to the promised land,
Yeah.
similar to Moses walking the Jews.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
and I can
it has
totally see,
parallels.
and I can
Yeah.
also see war being number 2,
Yeah.
just because that's when Koba betrays Caesar. and tries to
Exactly.
kill him.
You could they already used this name, but you could have just been like Battle of Planet of the Apes at that point.
exactly.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to this new trilogy, I 100% agree. If we don't interact with the humans and just kind of keep them as like a C plot,
Mhm.
I'd be fine with it and just keep talking
Yeah.
about the apes, because you still have 3 more movies after these next 2.
Yeah.
And if you want to do that, then why don't we do what the original Planet of the Apes did? If there are humans out in space, they come in and they see this completely destroyed and taken over Earth by the apes,
Yeah.
similar to the original
If
trilogy.
you really
Yeah.
want to do a human plot line.
And you do that in the next trilogy.
Because that was the other thing that was kind of weird to me too, because that's why I kept on saying, oh, it must be at least like 100 years,
Mhm.
because everybody seemed to know far too much
Mhm.
of like
What's the
what-
lifespan of an ape?
I think it's about 60 years, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
What's the lifespan of a chimpanzee?
I think that one's maybe like 40. But that's not the point. What I'm saying is that, but my major thing is that like even the humans, they were
Oh, a
38.
female can live for 39 years. A male can live for
40.
32.
So I was right. I was
Okay,
right.
so generations, if we go by ape years, is about 100 to 120 years, like you said. Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, but I was thinking about human generations, but it's like, no, wait, we're dead. So it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
the
what I was
chimpanzee
saying.
generations. So yeah, maybe about 100 to 120 years.
But it's 300.
300 years?
That's what they said.
Yeah.
When I started looking into it, it says that this takes place 300
Where did you get that?
years. IGN.
How did they get access to this info when it wasn't even made pop? When it wasn't even
'cause
stated in the
They
film?
can ask and
Because
have
they can ask
interviews.
directors.
Yeah, they can
That's
ask
dumb.
questions.
Then they should have just put that in the beginning.
I don't know why in the beginning it didn't just say instead of
300
saying
years later.
300 years later.
Just generations after.
Mhm.
Because it just says generations afterwards,
Yeah.
and I was like, because halfway through the movie, I'm like, so it's like 100 years,
Yeah,
like
how
150. How
how
far
far
into the
into
future?
this? Yeah.
Because not only that, but also I felt like Nova had far too much info.
Mhm.
Nova or May?
May.
Yeah.
May.
I feel like May had too much info. Like, because May was going, do you know what this place used to be?
She had a lot of info for someone so young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what this place used to be? Do you know I know what Roman history is. I know all these other. There was just so much information where it was almost as if she was raised during the time
Mhm.
before Apes.
Yeah.
And you were kind of going like, okay, like she knows a lot. Not only that, but then also the dude who was playing the teacher, he knew a lot too. And I'm kind of
William H. Macy.
yeah, William H. Macy. He's
Yeah.
talking like,
Braca?
yeah, but he's
Yeah.
talking like, oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about like how things have gone. Because in my head, I'm kind of going like, well, maybe he was a kid, or maybe maybe his parents raised him, because that would kind of make sense. He's like in his 60s. Like, okay, maybe. But when you say 300 years, I'm thinking there's a lot of knowledge that's been lost,
Yeah.
especially with a lot of people just becoming mute and becoming animalistic.
Mhm.
The timeline, the 300 years doesn't make sense to me.
Mhm.
It really doesn't. And I feel like they just went like, okay, we got to get close to that 500-year mark.
That's
How do we get close to this
the
500
300 years will make sense if the next two movies don't move forward in time. If we stick to that marker, because then we can just focus on the apes, and then in the next trilogy go back to the humans and have their story being told. Because right now you need that. You need to be told, what are the apes doing to the planet Earth? What are they trying to build? What is Caesar's legacy? How far did it go across? Because this isn't just an American virus that wiped out all of America. This wiped out the entire world. So how far did Caesar's word spread into the world?
Well, not only that, but also because I always think that's super funny, or it's super interesting that these movies make it out that Caesar is a ally to the humans, but nobody ever really use that to their benefit.
No, but you I feel like
Nobody's ever tried to nobody ever tried to reason with Caesar. In the first three, they knew that he was raised by humans.
But
he was actively trying to be peaceful with humans.
when do we assume that he's supposed to be an ally of humans? His whole philosophy is about apes.
He literally let them make a generator in a dam in the
I
second
feel like
one.
he just worked with them. I don't think he was like
What?
No, but he was
Caesar, yeah.
But even in this one, he was like, yes, they say to show mercy to the humans.
to the
Like, we
humans,
used to-
yeah.
Like they used to live with us. They used to be,
Like we used to coexist.
we used to coexist and everything else. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's one of those, like, nobody is working on that thing. It's just, we're going militaristic. We got to fight this war. We have to fight a war.
Mhm.
And no one is trying to actively work with the apes.
Yes.
They're treating
So
them like they're still
that's-
animals, but that doesn't make sense for 300 years.
Mhm.
How does that, that's the new norm.
So then this is where the fine line needs to be drawn, right? Because if you're going to go 300 years in the future and a lot of knowledge has been lost, you can't use the word of Caesar as your peacekeeping guidelines anymore.
Yeah.
Because if your point is, like you said, it's militaristic, the humans are preparing for something to take Earth back, to fight the apes, all this other stuff, then Caesar's word plays no purpose because there is no apostle of Caesar. The last one was Racchus, who ended up dying in this film. Spoiler.
I would say Noah is the last one.
But what does Noah know? You mean to tell me that he learned in a week what it was to be a follower of Caesar? I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either, but I do know that he has the idea of morality.
Yes.
Of
Which
there's knowledge that the humans had
Mhm.
that I understand where Proxima was coming from.
yes. But this goes to the anthology perspective again.
An anthology
If
would work.
we leave Noah alone and follow another group of apes somewhere else and they learn about Caesar, they're taught the word of Caesar, then the finale can be bringing purpose again to Caesar's word.
But my only problem with an anthology is that I feel like if you're going to have an anthology, you have to have these people already understand what's going on.
The humans
can't-
or
No, the apes. Because if you have an anthology movie and they also have never heard of Caesar, they also don't know the word of Caesar or anything like that. He's nobody to them. And then you have somebody else trying to teach them the words of Caesar. At a certain point, you're doing the same thing I just did in Kingdom.
okay. So then maybe the next
So I
plan would
need
be
You need to
someone
change it up.
that follows Caesar, because you said it yourself. Caesar's legacy, the trilogy,
Well, I don't
was
know
an
why.
East Coast one.
I don't understand. No, Caesar's legacy is West Coast.
Didn't you say that it was East?
No,
No,
I
you said the original.
The original
movies were
movie is
East.
in the East Coast because you have the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
And Caesar is in the West Coast because it was in California.
it was in San Francisco.
Yes. But my thing is that because Caesar still had one kid, why not just, I'm going to use Caesar's great.
He's the Holy
grandkid.
Spirit, dude. He's gonna come sometime soon.
Because that would be interesting. What about if you had this kind of like Messiah complex to somebody where the keepers of the knowers of Caesar are trying to raise him up to be the next Caesar.
The Avatar.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
the
but I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean, where it's
Yeah.
like you're going to bring peace to apes.
Yeah.
You're going to spread your father's word. I mean, your
Great
aunt's-
grandfathers.
yeah, your great grandfather's legacy, and you are the true king, the very much Messiah.
Caesar too.
Well, I thought they were gonna do that with Noah because he had Raka's little emblem necklace.
And then he just gave it away.
yeah, and then I thought he was gonna wear it, and then people would be like, "Oh, look, that's the symbol of Caesar. He's the next Messiah," and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It looked like they were leading up to that.
I
But-
like.
It just felt like I think they originally were gonna do that, and it felt like someone called them out on it and be like, "Don't do that. Like, don't do that."
I feel like him not having the symbol is
Mhm,
good
mhm.
because that way he's not the Messiah. He's
Yeah.
just an apostle. If you could make the son come back in some sort of way.
Well, I mean, he's dead.
Okay,
It's
the
300
great,
years.
great, great
They
grandson.
only have a span of like
30
32.
years. Hang on, it's
He
10
was-
generations.
listen,
so the
I
great,
understand-
Great,
I know he was
great,
a- I know he was a
great,
baby.
great
I know he's a
grandson.
baby in the third one, but that dude's dead. He is bones.
That baby's gone.
I thought it was super funny too because there is a scene where he falls, and then where Noah falls through a roof,
Yeah, glass roof.
like a glass roof. He
Mhm.
falls through it, and then they start talking about Caesar. And mind you, in the very beginning of the movie, they showed that they burned Caesar a lot. That they burned Caesar. In
Oh.
and then he's talking about, and then the orangutan is talking about Caesar, and then he goes like, "Well, I need to find my family," and then he goes, "Well, that's my family," and then you just see monkey bones that are just like
burning.
and my first thought was, is that still Caesar? Like, are they still burning him? Like, he's just, and then I saw him like grabbing wood, and I'm like, have they just been feeding this fire for 300 years? Like, that's his mission? It's just a
the eternal
burn?
flame, dude.
It's
The
the
fire
it's,
rises.
it's the eternal flame with Caesar's scorched bones just
They
sitting
were, they
in
were
a
still
fire.
white. That's the
Yeah,
thing. They were-
that was why. I was
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on? Why are his bones like this?
Look, I feel like it sounds like we're being super negative about this film, but
No.
it's not a bad film. It's
No,
a great
actually,
film.
It's actually really good. Now, I've heard reviews saying that it's better in the trilogy. It's the best movie in the
No.
trilogy.
No,
I don't believe that at all.
that's war.
I still think that's war. And I think so. This is like the order of movies that I like for Planet of the Apes. It's War, Dawn, Kingdom, and Rise.
Yeah. So Kingdom is a better rise.
I'm more disappointed that at the end of this movie I didn't see Marky Mark. That's my biggest
you know
gripe.
what's funny? I was kind of like they were on the beach, and I was like, oh, they're showing the beach. I'm like,
Where's the
looking at
statue?
beach. I'm like, where's the statue? Where's the statue? Like, tell me the statue washed up here. Like, that's how
All
far
the way
it went.
over?
Yeah, I mean,
It went
it's-
around?
it's-
It went
it's-
around?
It's been 300 years.
It could
That's the
happen.
thing, yeah. But I was kind of like looking at it. But then I've said it too. I want this whole franchise to end with the spaceship landing on Earth.
I think that would be a great way to end
Mhm.
going into Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
I think that would be
point-
interesting.
That point, you could just watch the old ones and then just go full circle.
I don't know if they're gonna do it with the old ones. I don't know because from what this sounds like is it sounds like the apes found religion
Mhm.
Yeah, it's Caesar.
in Caesar.
Yes.
Like, and it's
Caesar
very
is a god. He is a god.
He's Jesus Christ.
he's a messiah.
Mhm.
He's very much like he's the first one.
And
he's
the hawk was the Holy Spirit.
which is ironic because when I was watching this, I was like, so this is just the end of Assassin's Creed 3. This
No,
is
it's the end. No, yeah.
because at the end of Assassin's Creed 3, they're like, oh, listen, the world ends and then you appear and then you have knowledge of the old world. And then people start praising you as a messiah. And then you die. And then war breaks out.
Ugh.
Because everybody starts taking your words and bending them in different ways.
You know what? I had suppressed that memory because I didn't like that ending at all.
For which one?
Assassin's Creed
Assassin's
3.
Creed
I wish it
3.
would have ended with Revelations. Oh, by the way, it's
Should have.
2 Brotherhood and Revelations.
What are you
It's
talking about?
the Assassin's Creed line.
Yes.
1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and then 3.
Yes.
You said something else that wasn't Revelations, and I'm like, in the last
No.
in the last show you didn't say Revelations. You said revolutions.
Oh.
And I was just
okay.
like, wait, it's revelations.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant. And I was just like, yeah.
You nitpick. Oh, you said something different. Oh, it's not like I was way off.
You were way off. I'm
It's
just
not like I
saying,
was
it's
way
just
off.
like, I love that franchise. And it's just like, it's Revelations, Nick. It's
You didn't
not
tell me.
Revolutions.
You didn't know.
Ugh.
You didn't know.
I stopped playing after 3. I was just like, I couldn't do this
Well,
anymore.
anyway, that's besides the point. What I
You
mean,
brought up 3.
my big thing is that my biggest gripe with this movie is that it wasn't new.
They didn't try hard enough to be new.
It didn't try hard enough to be new. It wasn't a revolutionary story or anything else. That's why I went, it was meh. Because I've seen this story before.
I am happy with the fact that it isn't new.
Mel
and
Gibson did this story.
And I'm okay with that. You know why? Because I feel like I can show this movie to someone who didn't watch the original or the first trilogy and be okay with the fact that it won't emotionally mess them up.
I feel like if I were to show this to somebody, they'd be bored.
It depends on the audience.
Like if I couldn't show this movie to Monica. I would
You can't
never-
show any movie to Monica.
Dude, she
I
has
feel
a-
like every movie that we
she has a
we
very
exactly
low tolerance of
Monica
like,
feels like as much as Monica's great, I feel like she's not the person he should be using as an example.
I know.
Her,
I
like-
know if it catches her attention, it was a really good movie. Like Paul,
Did she not like Oppenheimer?
She thought it was really fast.
Wow, that's it.
Like she thought the movie was too quick.
What?
It built the bomb too quick.
She said
I wanted
that
to experience the drop.
no,
happen,
she
you know.
and you know what? The second time watching it, that movie is going a million miles a minute. I
Really?
rewatch that
I've
movie.
seen it 3 times.
Yeah, I've
No,
rewatched
that
it
movie is
with
going a
Mandy.
million miles a minute.
Every single
We've
time
had
I
to
felt
pause
the
it.
3
Yeah,
hours.
we've had to
No.
pause it an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
No, watch that movie and listen to
Is
dialogue.
this you saying it, or is this you saying this after Monica told you, and now you agree with her?
Monica told me about it, and then like halfway through the movie, and then I was like, "What?" And then I started kind of paying attention to the pace, like of dialogue and how fast cuts are, and I'm like, "Wow, this movie really is going a million miles a minute."
I don't agree.
Yeah, think of just the scene where they're talking about the target of where they should shoot.
That scene was slow.
No, it's not. Watch that scene and it goes boom, 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 boom. Everybody's talking back and forth, back and forth. It's
I have to rewatch it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now, that movie, the dialogue in that movie is very quick.
I'll pack a bowl
Very,
and
very
watch it.
quick.
Dude, you're not. That's
Yo-
not how you do it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be slow.
Yeah, I know.
That's why it's
I
slow
don't
to
know.
you.
You know what, Nick? I don't know, dude. It's still kind of slow, dude. It's just less slow.
this bomb.
I saw the bomb.
It's been 4 hours.
I'm gonna hold it in until they drop the bomb.
You said this movie was fast. I'm not gonna breathe until they do it.
Now my problem is, I've been watching this movie for 4 hours and I've just been seeing the same scene.
Right?
Renee,
Oh,
the
man.
movie you didn't press play.
Oh,
That explains it.
so much.
Because I've been seeing just Oppenheimer talking to friggin' Einstein the whole time. And I was like, when is this progression gonna go?
Am I dead?
Right?
What?
I just saw Robert Downey Jr. just in the background. He's frozen.
Iron Man? What?
Iron Man made the
I'm telling you, man,
animal.
that movie, rewatch that movie and just like pay attention to the pace of the dialogue.
Oh my god.
It's going a million miles a minute. I'm telling you right now.
I feel like every time we watch a movie now, I'd be like, you know what? Monica wouldn't like this movie.
I know what I have to judge it because she then asks, should I watch it?
On
And
a
then
scale of 1 to Monica, where do you rank this movie? She wouldn't like it.
She wouldn't
Okay.
like it. She'd be very bored. She would be kind of bored in this movie.
Is that how we're ranking the films now? Do our significant others like the movie?
Yeah, because that
No. Yes. No.
Do you think that? Okay. Do you think Andy would have been like into this movie?
I think that she would have appreciated the story, but I think that she needs to watch this movie when she's not tired. Because we watched -1 and she was tired, and she said if it wasn't for the 4D experience, she would have fallen asleep, but she loves the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. So Kingdom has that sense of like, it's a slow movie. You have to be awake to understand what's going on. And if you do pay attention, it's rewarding.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I started nodding off.
You always nod off.
But because we always watch these movies late. After
Nick,
a
we
long
watch
day.
movies at 7:30.
That's late.
We want
This one was at 9.
This one
This
was at
was at
9:30.
9:30.
We went to go watch The Beekeeper at 7. I didn't wake you up, dude.
Civil War was at 7:30.
remember. Same thing.
Godzilla Kong. I gotta wake you up.
Dude, I'm
so
okay.
loud.
I'm not.
When is it not early for you, Nick?
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. After a long day at work,
what do we do?
no, dude, I don't know what it is.
Jack off every day and just like not work?
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was
my God,
he was
dude.
smoking a bowl here at the shop, just until I go. That's what I'm gonna do.
You
No,
use that excuse of like after a long day at work.
no,
you know,
dude.
it's your job.
Honestly, I do think it is the sun that kills me more.
You're outside.
I'm outside, and
You're physically having to be
I
more
do
physical.
I do think it's the sun that kills me more. But my thing is also AMC needs to get less comfortable.
Okay, so do you want to go to the one in Norwalk?
No.
Okay, then
never.
don't complain. Then what do you want?
I don't know. Because I'm not gonna lie, if the seats were uncomfortable, I wouldn't be able to go.
You know what? I hope you leave the freezer door open in Monica's apartment again.
Why would you want that?
Because that way she'd get mad at you and be like, you know what? No more ice creams that you like anymore.
Yeah, those things went.
What kind of ice creams did you have that
Huh?
melted? What kind of ice creams did you have that melted?
The cones with the nuts on top.
Drumsticks?
The drumsticks.
Oh,
I had a
okay.
I had a full box of drumsticks.
Ah, that sucks.
and
Damn,
like
dude.
and they all melted, and it was just a bag of frozen nuts. Chocolate.
You still ate it, didn't
Creamy
you?
nuts.
Huh?
You still ate it, didn't you?
No, because
You attempted. You're just like,
I'm not. How did I do it?
No.
How did I? Because
What's that scene from? What's that John Cena movie that just came out?
Oh, Ricky's.
Ricky's
Christine Nicky
Yeah.
You know,
Double fisting it.
just
Yeah.
double fisting it, just air dicking it. I
Oh, great. Now
you
looks
got to
like I'm
attack
cupping
you
the
from
balls.
both sides.
oh god.
Sometimes you just got to grab the investors like this and just
Support them.
just support them.
Looks like I'm cupping the balls.
Oh God, this is for the entire thing, isn't it?
But for this one, the more I sit on this movie, the less I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. I still enjoyed it.
I have to watch it one more time to see if I still really like it. But as of right now, I mean, I did enjoy it still.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
I recommend it to people.
Yeah.
I feel like people are excited to go watch it because they love the original trilogy, and people that haven't seen the original trilogy or the one that started in modern times, they'll still enjoy it. But we do got to wrap up this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening or watching us. Keeping Up with the Nerds issue 198. Please check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com, for all the up-to-date information. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and x.com. Check out our YouTube, youtube.com/Keeping Up with the Nerds, and check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Please, please, please follow us on Instagram because we will be posting Whittier Comic Fest news as it pops up. So please follow us there and go support Whittier Comic Fest, guys. Please. People that run it are great, and we'll be releasing more information as it comes through. Rene, are you ready to close this out? All right.
But
Don't do it. Don't be that guy.
why would you say it
Don't be
after
that
I
guy.
did
Don't
it?
be that guy.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 198. My name is Rene.
Nick,
This is Bryan.
Signing off from Undersea Comics. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
bye.